Okay, cool. So let's directly jump into our session today. So today we will be working on creating a full stack application using React.js and Node.js. So that is the main part about today's session. And coming back to the stuff, so I'm gonna share my screen and show what exactly is going to happen. And just give me a moment.
Also, I have shared the link of our community in chat section. You can join us from the link.
Excellent. Yes. Saurav, would you like to also tell everyone how to get the swags and participation certificate, etc.?
Okay,
So
so
people are
after
just
each
asking
okay,
that.
so after each track, like after this session, full stack, after each session we'll be doing like after each session we'll be doing quizzes. Okay, so you need to attempt the quiz, and we'll be selecting 3 winners from each quiz. So today we'll be having 3 quizzes, and we'll be selecting 9 winners for like 3 quizzes. So yeah, go on.
So Devendranath, I hope you are clear in that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me share my screen now. And before that, any questions? Okay, let me directly just share it. Right. So, hey everyone, my name is Praveen. I'm a full stack JavaScript specialist specializing in React and Node.js. So this is me, and I've been working with one of the top US-based investment banking firms. It is a huge, like people when say the name of the company in India, definitely you will definitely be a fan of the company. So I'm working for them as a full stack JavaScript specialist, and I'm also a vice president of engineering there. And today what we are going to do is like we will try to work on these things like how to create a basic React application, and we will be working on the Node.js, the Express stuff, etc. So I don't want to waste the time by showing the introduction of myself. So I'll directly go ahead and go to the demo. Okay, so first thing that you need is a proper development environment. So if you go to Google and type in Praveen Dev Environment, you would be able to see the first link as my personal development environment, and this is what I'm using currently. So I'm currently using Google Chrome. I know that there are a lot of people who will be saying that there are privacy issues and other things, and but still, in spite of that, Google Chrome has been the best web development tool ever. And Zoom, obviously Zoom is for the conference and all these live stream, etc. Git, anyone who wants to go time travel using your code, Git is the tool. So Git is mainly used for both sharing, collaboration, as well as like going back in time and then fixing things. I have been using a lot of other tools, but mainly we would require Node.js. Node.js is the main thing that is going to help us with runtime of the JavaScript environment. And finally, we have got finally we have got Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is the one which is going to be used for all these IDEs and other things. And apart from this, all the extensions that I have got, I'm using it here. I have added here. I will also go through all the extensions once we are up. So other than this is pretty much the development environment which I'm going to use. And let's directly jump into creating a repository. So I'll be creating a repository, and so this is my GitHub profile. It's github.com/PraveenScience. And let's start with a creation of a new repository. I'm going to leave it public so that everyone can use it. So first thing, what is the stuff today? It's CodeIN full stack. Okay, so let's use CodeIN full stack or CodeIN Winterfest full stack, right? Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to leave every single thing in this as it is, and then we are going to create a repository directly, and then this will show us a new screen, like new repository window, and here we can create the code and etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new window in VS Code, and this is my VS Code window, and it has got a couple of things. So we have our Explorer. This is where all the files and folders are here. There is this search bar, which can search through the whole directory. Here is where we will be creating a new folder or clone a repository or something like that. And here's all those 8 extensions that I was talking about. So coming back to where we are. So I'm going to start with cloning a repository. So I'm going to copy this link and paste it over here. Then here I'm going to add my username. It is not this username, but it is going to be my username. In case if let's say Saurav downloads it, it's going to be Saurav Mukherjee 999 or whatever it is. So only this will change. And I'm just going to copy this thing, click on clone repository. Don't click on this, but use the paste. Once you paste it, you would get this option called clone from URL. So once you click this one, it will ask you where exactly you want to store the repository at. So I'm just going to put it in my downloads and works folder. And I select the repository location. Once I get it cloned, I press the open and then I get the repository inside this. So far, everything is clear, right? All good. Cool. So the next thing that we are going to do is, yeah. Okay, no more questions, no questions at all. That's great. So any questions, just let me know. Yeah, cool. So here's the YouTube link for those people who haven't gone to the YouTube. Just hit this one as well. And cool. So the next thing that we are going to do here is, do we use our GitHub or your GitHub link? If you want to get the code, you can use my GitHub link to get the code, but it is always better to use your GitHub because you would be getting all these things. So what I maximum did here is I created a new GitHub repository in my GitHub account, and this is the URL of it. I'm going to share the URL for everyone as well. So let's put this here, and I'm going to share it in YouTube too. So any questions, just feel free to ask me if there is any questions. Okay, cool. So coming back to our work. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, let me actually switch off this one. We don't need it. So how many of, okay, show the list of extensions. These are the list of extensions that I have got. It is Cobalt 2, ES7, ESLint, Git history, Git lens, Prettier, to-do tree, and VS Code icons. If you go check out the Praveen dev environment, this has the same set of links as well. So if you go down here, it has got the same Prettier, Cobalt 2, Git lens, Git history, ESLint, ES7, to-do tree, and VS Code icons, the same thing. So all the different things are here. Have I worked with TypeScript? No, I hate TypeScript. I can tell this to all the employers as well. If you want to hire me, no TypeScript. I'm allergic to TypeScript, Java, any kind of static type languages. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead with the next one. Let me quickly check the comments on the YouTube. No comments. Great. Superb. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to create 2 directories here. So the first directory is going to be client, or let's start with server. And then there will be another directory, which is called as client. So should I start with the client? Client is on React.js and the server is in Node.js and Express. So which one should I start? It is all your, you say, you tell me, like, which one should I start? Okay, some people are saying make the front end first, client, client, client. Looks like a lot of people will be saying client, I guess. People who are in the YouTube, are you able to listen to it? Everything is fine there? Just make some noise in the YouTube as well. Who wants swags? Come on, make some noise. All right. Cool. So I could see that a lot of people are saying client. Great. So let's start with the client. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my terminal by clicking on new terminal here. The first thing that we will be checking is whether we have got Node.js installed or not. So node-v will tell you what is the Node.js version, which is 0.13.2 for me, which is great. And I'm going to check npm and npx version as well. So npm is 8.1.2, which is great. And npx version should be the same as npm 8.1.2. So what is this npm, npx, and node? So node is the runtime environment that everyone knows. And npm is node package manager. And we have npx is node package executor. So these are the three things that you would be mainly knowing. So what exactly is the difference between npm versus npx? This is very important to know. So in simple terms, when you are trying to work with, let's say you want to install WinZip. Okay, first, what is the thing that you will follow? Download the setup file. Second thing is you will double click, then click next, finish. And since your computer doesn't have space, you will be deleting the setup file, right? So this is the basic thing that we will be using in npm, in installing any software like WinZip or something like that, right? So now, what does npm do? npm is also similar to that. When we try to install a software, we will try to install this. Say installs software or package name, and then we will run the package. How we are going to run the package, and then the package will have some parameters. And then after this, if we don't want it, we'll be doing npm uninstall package. So this is the same thing that will be the. So npx package params. So these two things are similar. Now, did you all understand what is the difference or similarity between npm and npx? Say yes or no. Like Rahul Ram, to an extent, it is going to be basic things. Rahul, what is the question? You say no. What did you not understand? Please tell me. Rohit Dubey, yes, npm and npx are used for React.js as well. A lot of JavaScript related applications, programs, we will be using npm and npx. So npx, this command is equal to this command. So what npx does is, it does this. So if you give npx package and params, it is going to do npm install package. It will run the package with params. Then it will do npm uninstall package. That is what npx does. And that is the difference between npm and npx. We can also add a dev dependency tag. Yes, that's correct. And looking at YouTube, oh wow, many number of messages. We have got, yeah, swags, definitely yes. Cool. So we are going with the client, yes. So that is what we are doing. So I wanted to tell you about one single package. It is called as Create React App. How many of you are lazy just like me? So Saujanya is asking, what is the difference between Node.js and React.js? So Node.js is the backend, React.js is the front end. Got it? So Node.js is the application side of things, which is the server side of things, and React.js runs on your browser. Node.js runs on the server backend in the big computers. React.js will run on your computer on your browser in the client side. Node.js is server side, React.js is client side. We are all lazy. Yes. So compare npm to npx, npm uninstall and npx not. Utsav, I don't understand what you tried to tell. Sorry for mistakes. You didn't do any mistakes. But yeah, actually, it is not the right word to say we are lazy, but it is that we are very smart. And the params, it is going to be the current directory. Can you tell me what is the current directory that can be the shortcut for a current directory? Like if I want to put the current directory in our terminal, I don't want to put the slash everything or dir. If I put dir, if I put dir, it is going to list all the contents of the directory. If I put cd is for changing the directory. I want to specify that this is the current directory. I want to tell use this directory. PWD will give you the current directory as the complete thing. So if I want to do something in this current directory, so what should I do? It is definitely not PWD. PWD means it is going to correct Sriniket. You're the first one to answer. You're getting some kind of like awesome goodie. So contact me on LinkedIn soon, and then I will give you. So it is going to be dot. So if you press dot here, this will install the contents in the React app. So what exactly is create React app? We are going to create a React application using a boilerplate. Okay. So that is what I'm going to do. Are we already in client? No. Just make sure you are going into the client by using CD or something like that. And then you put npx create React app dot. So once you do this, it is going to take a long time to install everything, because this will depend on your computer speed as well as your internet speed. So make sure you take some time for this. And in the meantime, let's have a quick look at, yes, there are like so many CDs and PWDs in YouTube as well. Double dot is a parent 10M. Ayushi, you are right as well. Ayushi, Ankur Mukherjee, and Sriniket, please connect with me on LinkedIn so that I will give you a nice, super awesome goodie. Okay. Dot is correct. Devyani, you as well. Nice, super. So yeah, first level of goodies is gone for these 4 people. And once you see this particular message on the screen, when you see that happy hacking comes in, you have got your React updated, like React started. So is dot is for current and double dot is for going to the parent. Yeah. This is definitely shell. It is shell language. Currently, we are working with the shell, bash, whatever you call. And this is going to be JavaScript. Yes, the programming will be in JavaScript. Karmandeep Kaur. Yes, I worked in TCS as well. I was working as the first ever software company for anyone, that is TCS, right? So now, once I go into the client mission, so client folder, what I can do is I can write npm start. Okay. So once I put npm start, and then I'm taking my hands off the screen. Okay. So it is going to start the development server. It is going to automatically open localhost 3000, and then it is going to run. So cool. So we have got this one. Gaurav, if you don't know JavaScript, it might be slightly overwhelming, but stay with me. You might be able to understand something new. So here's a basic React application that works, and make sure you have this React dev tools as well. And this will help you in debugging the React application. At the same time, you don't need to have any kind of like, okay, before that, let's try to add these things in a commit. So what I'm going to do is created client app using CRA, and then I'm going to push this code. So let me add one more stuff. I'll just do GB sub. Yes, don't forget to add Git Ignore as well. So I'm going to add everything. So this particular bundler or whatever it is going to create the stuff here. So a lot of people are asking, what is your current job and what company I work? So I already gave a small introduction. So I'm one of the vice presidents of engineering in one big company. I don't want to say the name. It's a 4-letter company. Everyone knows it. I cannot say it in public. So I'm a full stack JavaScript specialist and a vice president of engineering. It's one of the top US based investment banking firm. Figure it out. So for those people who have zero clue about JavaScript, it might be a bit of overwhelming, but please try to understand, and it would be, yeah. Rama Subramaniam, you can actually talk to me, like you can message me what could be the company name. I could say yes or no. Difference in Angular and React, which is better? Angular has got a steep learning curve. React is easier to learn. This is for me. Kaivalya Vanguri, nope, not that. Okay, it ends with C. Jatin, you're asking the wrong person. Ask Saurav. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, now I have pushed all the code here. So far what we have done, it is here. So one thing which I wanted to show is this is the output, right? So what it says is edit this file and then save, right? So if I go to app.js And if I say, hello, what is your name? CodeIN. And then I'm just saving. Okay, I'm not even refreshing on the right side. Look, it got updated. Subhojit, for now, let me try to explain in a simple way. JavaScript or any kind of modern languages, they all use this particular, Nikita, you're right. Nikita, because you said this, I'm giving you a $50 gift coupon or something, whatever you want. Okay, so send me a quick message on LinkedIn. Git Ignore is mainly used for ignoring files that are not supposed to be saved in the Git repository. For example, most of these latest programming languages like JavaScript or Go, or let's say PHP or anything, they have a lot of packages. You don't want to bundle the packages or the external things or vendor specific thing. You don't want to version control because they are not in your control. What you want to version control is only your code that you are writing. So for ignoring the other code, you just need to remove all those things. You don't need to do anything. Gaurav, that's correct. Yeah, it is just for ignoring all the files that are, yeah, that's correct. Oh, wow. Nikita, you are also working in the same place. Great. Yes. Find me there. Skype me or something like that. Bhuvan, no, wrong answer. Let me quickly check the YouTube side of things. Yash, no, and don't tell it in the YouTube live chat because it is public. I will be getting into trouble. So please avoid guessing my company name in the YouTube. Okay. So Krish Gupta gives a really awesome explanation in YouTube. For those people who have not seen the comments in the YouTube, go check it out. So Git Ignore is mainly used for ignoring node modules because it contains dependencies, and dependencies are related to your operating system, your environment. So it is not related to what everyone has got their own dependencies. So do not save that in the GitHub repository. And yes, again, there are these memes about JavaScript. So what is the heaviest object? So if you just put node modules meme, you could see that this is going to be the heaviest object of all. So this is one funny meme. Cool. So let me quickly, Bhuvan, you're right, Bhuvan. So Vivid, I have actually worked in that company, but I'm not with that company right now. Karman Kaur, yes, that's correct. Hey, everyone is starting to guess my company. It's okay, leave it. All right. So Anshuman, yes, here it is him. Literally seen this meme in all the React streams. Yeah, obviously, because this is very much similar, right? So this is how you start with the React application. And for those people who want goodies, ask Saurav, not me. Okay, Git Ignore is for reducing the space in GitHub. Yes, that also is correct. And let's go ahead and do something really cool now. So first thing is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all the useless files from this. So for now, I'm not going to answer any of the questions. Let me concentrate on the thing because we have just another half an hour to go. So let me fully complete and I will answer every one of the questions very quick. Okay. And for any questions related to the community, the code stuff, ask Saurav or anyone else to DM me. I don't know to answer, like I don't have the answer with me. Okay, now what we will be doing is, here is all these files. So what we are going to do is, we will open it with Finder, and then we are going to create a couple of folders. One is components. Then assets, styles, services, and tests. And where this app.css go, it will generally go to the styles, but we are going to delete it. the moment I delete anything, it is going to say like it's gone or something like that, right? So this is how reactive React is. And app.js, it needs to go into the components. If I go to components, again, it will say another error, module not found. Then we have got app.test, it goes into the tests. Index.css goes to the garbage. Index.js stays there because the compiler or whatever you call it, it has to look at that one. Logo.svg, crash again, and leave everything else as is. So you have index, report web vitals, and setup tests. Technically, you can remove setup web vitals and setup tests as well, but it's okay. It might mess up with some other place. Also, you need to work with unit tests when you go to any company or something like that. So now what we are going to do is we are going to fix all these things again. So if you go to this particular index.js, you don't have the CSS file. The app is actually from components, and then it is going to be here. And now inside the app, there are so many problems. So I'm going to get rid of everything. Remember, I was asking why you all lazy or something like that. The reason is I have got this particular extension. What this does is, if I want a React class component, boom, here you go. There is a React class component. So in simple terms, a React class component can be created by importing React and component from React, and then you're creating a class called app, which extends the component, and this component comes from React. And then inside the class, you create a render function. A render function is the one which holds what JSX that you need to return, and you do all the things before returning the ultimate JSX, and then you write the HTML here. This is called JSX. JSX means it is JavaScript and XML. So this is JavaScript XML. Okay, so cool. So now what we are going to do is let's start with .app, and then I'm going to put a paragraph. Let's say hello world or something like that. Now you could see that there is hello world here. So React, why many people are using React, why many companies are using React is it has this unique way of rendering things. That is, it is using something called as virtual DOM. The virtual DOM is the one which makes it very faster and you can render. And by the way, whenever you are trying to do something, make sure you are having only one return element here. React can have only one element that can be returned to the complete stuff or something like that. Okay. This does not allow the Node.js packages to upload it. What app are you going to make, like a portfolio or anything? With 20 minutes, I don't think I can do anything much. Is for best coding, we should use index.js for indexing our project, or is it okay to give any name? Best to coding or worst to coding, if you don't have index.js, your code will not work. So that is the thing. You can attempt. Okay, so for everyone who attempt the quiz, you can actually attempt it. And Saurav, would you like to say about where to access the quiz and all?
Okay, so like after each session, we'll be sharing a Google form in the chat. There you can like give the quiz, and everyone will be getting certificates for the quiz, and 9 winners will be getting goodies.
Awesome. And by the way, can I send the quiz link? Actually, the quiz link is already
even share like by the end of that session, this session. So after each session, we'll be conducting quizzes. So today we have 3 quizzes. So after full stack, we'll be having full stack quiz on full stack. Okay, so you can attempt the quiz.
Ahead and continue with this. So what we are going to do is we are going to quickly create a small application in what should I say here? So we are going to create a small one small backend application, and we are going to bring the Expressjs output to the React.js. Okay, so if I put hello world here, you can see that there is hello world here. Now, for now, let's park the React.js alone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say created a basic React app. Okay, and now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to create the back end of this one. So we have already got the server folder. So I'm just going to go to the server folder here. So inside the client, I'm going to split it into two. Now in the server, I'm going to do a initialization thing. So we can use npm init to initialize the whole thing. Package name server, yes, version 1.0 is okay. This is the Express server and index.js, this command, all these things are done. Yep. And now we will get something called as package.json where we can just put our name, and if there is any different things, we can just do. This is the initialization of Node.js projects. So we can have the start code as well, and it is going to be node index. Index.js, I'm going to put server, and then I'm going to create a server file as well. So it is called server.js. And in the server.js, if I try to do console.log and type in hello CodeIN, mainly console.log will be used for all these debugging things. Don't forget, wait for another few minutes. Once I finish the bits and pieces of Node.js, you will be able to happily enter the quiz, because a lot of things are related to quiz, okay, related to here. So now what I'm going to do here is, if I do npm start, which is one of the starting things in Node.js, it is going to show me hello CodeIN, which is great. So we don't need this. We want an Expressjs server. An Expressjs server is a server. It's one of the web servers in Node.js that will be helping you to run a server. So Expressjs is the server. So this is the Node application framework. It says Express. So this is, many people are saying like, do not use Expressjs and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to connect with me, please go ahead and connect with me on, oops, something's happening. On my LinkedIn. So I'll send the LinkedIn's ID as well. 1 second. So I believe everyone, okay, whoever is looking at, yep. So here's all the things about me. So enjoy. Right. So coming back to the server side thing. So first thing is we need this particular Expressjs framework. Okay. So for getting this Expressjs, what we need to do is, oops, we need to install a software called Express. Along with, there are multiple software that you can install. So we will install it later. And please try not to scribble on this. Okay, so once you start the installation of Express, immediately it gets installed. It will say add 50 packages and audited, blah, blah, blah. Now, don't forget to add the Git Ignore here. So I'm going to touch .git ignore. And then in this Git Ignore file, I'm going to use node_modules. Look at this part. There are like 331 messages here, right? So we need to get rid of all those things. So if I put Node.js here, node modules here, and then if I save this, in a few seconds, it will just say only 4 files are changed, because we changed only these 4 files, right? So that is what we need to do. And since we have got our Shashank, if I directly go now and accept the LinkedIn request, I have got around like 50 plus LinkedIn requests. No one will be able to do the session, right? So I'll accept all the requests. So Nishant, this is a great question. Parallel to Express, the things that we will be working on, there are like multiple things that are better than Express. That is the Fast API, Fastify, Koa.js. There are like loads and loads of things are there. So Express is very old and things are getting better as well, but definitely there are a couple of things that are better than Express. Okay, later you said, okay, fine. Let's start with Express. This is how you generally doing the Express requiring. So require, then you put an Express here. So this is how you generally create a instantiate an object. In Java, you just do like something like a string, or like, let's say person p equal to new person, something like this you will do in Java, right? Similarly, here we will do const app equal to express. It's very simple in JavaScript. So this is the same thing what happens in Java. And first thing that we need to do is we need to listen the app to one particular port. A port is generally we'll use 5000 port for this, because React normally runs in port number 3000. So this is the default port of React or Webpack Dev Server, etc. And Rohit, no one asked you to fill the form now, man. Full famous. Okay, so the first option is going to be 5000, and then the next option is going to be a callback function. So we can say like a console.log saying successfully started server in port 5000, something like that we can do. Now, for every time when I need to do npm start. It says successfully started in port 5000. So what happens here is go to localhost :5000. I cannot get slash. Okay, that's fine. So if I app.get slash, and then we put, this is the request handler. So we'll have request and response, and that is gonna have response.json hello CodeIN. Now if I save it and refresh it, oh, I still get cannot get slash. Why? Because every time when I do, I need to control C and then run. Isn't it very boring? It's boring to create this, right? Again and again. So what we can do is, instead of doing this, there is another package. First thing, let's set up the basic Node Express app. Now there is another package that I want everyone to install. It is called NodeMon. No. It's called Node Monitor. So it is similar to Node, but only thing is it is going to keep on monitoring a couple of things. Like it is going to look for the JavaScript and JS. So for those people who are looking to how much experience I need to have in JavaScript to become a React application or to start React. So I will say there is this site called javascript.info. And in this, you have got three parts. Part one is the JavaScript as a language. Part two is the browser, how the JavaScript actually connects with the browser. Third will be like the advanced one, which relates to the fetch, getting the network calls, etc. So if you are good with anything in the basic, like just skim over it all on all these articles, that will give you a good idea about JavaScript and ES6, and then you can go ahead with starting with React. And there is always this roadmap.sh, and here you will be able to see all these things. By the way, if you go check out my website, in this you have it's Praveen.science, and I would like you all to create something like this, which I will. Okay, how many of you want a portfolio session, like creating a portfolio, something like this? A lot of people, right? Okay, we'll think of it and let's make it done. And here's my YouTube thing. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and here's where we are even and here's my YouTube. Here's where we are also streaming this. So it will be interesting. So for those people who want a domain name, let me know as well. Let us know. We are happy to provide that. So great. A lot of people have also given this one. So go ahead, hit me on, give me a request on LinkedIn, and let's get started. Okay, cool. So coming back to how to host website on GitHub, I'll put videos today. So definitely there are some videos coming up today, and I'll definitely put them. So keep watching my YouTube channel there. You will be getting it. Okay, coming back to our stuff. So we have got hello CodeIN. Now I'm going to create one more thing. So let's disconnect this and let's go ahead and add, instead of node server, I'm going to do nodemon server, and then update added nodemon support. I'm going to create a video on uploading on GitHub, okay, and using your own domain to put it. So it is coming up. So click on subscribe in my YouTube channel, and then also look for the video. Okay, it is going to be up soon. All right, so now we have done this one. So the next thing that we are going to do is, if I do npm start once again, it says it is going to watch all these paths. It is also going to look at JS, MJS, and JSON. So if I close all these things, if I close this one and then try to go here, and instead of hello CodeIN, I'm going to hello CodeIN developers, you can see that it is actually changing everything. And if I refresh this here, it's going to show me hello CodeIN developers. This way, I don't want to change anything. Okay, for those people who are asking all my links, just give me a second. Here's everything. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the next thing that I'm going to tell is, now we have got this particular link, right? So this is an API. So now if we want to call this API, so let me first update the contents of API server. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put /API/hello. So if I do this way, if I put this, it is going to say hello cannot get this. If I put API/hello, I could see that hello CodeIN developers. So now we have updated this one. And the next thing is, if I go back to this one for the client in the SRC, we are going to go for the app component. So app has got the states and props. Okay, so states and props are the two ways where you will be able to get your data flowing. Okay, we'll talk about the props later. We'll start with the states, and we have got some lifecycle methods as well. Component did mount. So this is one method which executes just once when the thing loads. Okay, so I'm going to do a fetch, and I'm going to use this particular thing, but I don't want to use this absolute URL. So I'm going to use a relative URL. Once I get this, I will be getting as a raw data. So I want to convert the raw data into JSON. Once I get the JSON format, then I'm going to say hello here is nothing. So in the raw JSON, I get JSON value here. Now I'm going to do a set state. Hello is going to be the JSON. Wait, this JSON, not that JSON. So now if I do this, I won't be, I still will be getting hello world here because I did not do anything here. So I could say like this.state.hello. If I save this, nothing comes in. Why? There's a problem here. It is called as CORS. So if you see in the console, and if I enable the errors, you could see that syntax error unexpected token at what? Why? Okay, let's refresh this. So if we open this one, it is going to show me this. Okay, so because it is not being put into this one. So if you go to our, okay, what did we change here? Added the service call. Coming back to our application, in this package.json, if I try to add a proxy, and if I do http:/localhost 5000 and save it, now if I start running the code once again, let's wait for it to start, and then you will see something. It is loading. I guess the development server is running. So now you could see that it is the same URL, localhost 3000 API/hello, but the preview is hello CodeIN developers. If you don't believe it, this is the same thing. Here we are changing. Only one place I'm going to change. I'll just put added the proxy. And then I'll just explain what we did quickly. So I'm going to the server JS and I'm going to say I work as a SDE, let's say like that. Okay. So if I refresh this page, this is in like port number 5000. I'm not touching the port number 3000. If I refresh this one, I get the same thing because it is connecting to the port number 5000 through this proxy. So this is a simple way of connecting to the service calls. And for the Express, setting up how your Expressjs is working. And this is about this because we have got less time right now. Added a service call. And let me push all the changes. And I'm going to stop the screen sharing. So I hope everyone was able to like get a quick idea of what exactly Node.js is and how this whole thing works. Let me quickly go ahead and read all the comments that we are using, which got. Okay, the first thing is application interface. Okay, it is API means application programming interface. For those people who are looking for the recording, I have just given the YouTube link. It is being live streamed here as well. And the YouTube link I'll just send you right away. Here's the YouTube link. And what else do we have questions? Kevin says not imported. Okay, can we use Postman to run API? To be honest, Postman is the right way to run API. Since we did not have much time, I just thought of like running it quickly. Hello, Rama Subramaniam. Thank you so much. Message me. Let's talk. Nice message. Thank you. So Shivangi says, yes, got to know many things we as a beginner. Thanks for the session. Thank you so much, Shivangi, for coming in. Should we use extensions or it's software? Sorry, Shanda, I did not understand. Do you know Praveen Mohan? I guess the history guy, right? I don't know him personally, but I have seen his videos. Coming to YouTube stuff.
Also, we will be having the quiz at 6 p.m. for the full stack development track. So just sharing,
yes.
Yeah, just share the link of quiz form link in the chat at 6 p.m.
Guys, the form link is there in the YouTube description. At the same time, I'm also sharing it in
the form will be opened at 6 p.m. Yeah.
And it will get opened in few minutes.
And it will be closed at 3 minutes, like 6:03. So we'll be getting 3 minutes to attempt the quiz.
Oh, really? Okay. No. Let's not close it, but we won't consider any, let's say we won't consider.
Okay, so we won't consider any like responses after 3 minutes. You can attempt the quiz. Okay. Yeah.
The link to the quiz is here. I have also shared it in
the
Zoom.
Also the quiz speakers are here. Quiz speakers Ria and Priyanshu are here. So you can just announce about and give a brief idea about the quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, go ahead and attempt the quiz. I will quickly try to answer all the questions. For Yamini, I have sent you a small DM. And who else? Okay, so not opening. Hey, why it says not opening quiz? Okay, it is no longer up. Yeah, it will not work because it is not 6 p.m. right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, it will be opened at 6 p.m. it seems. Okay, cool. So that's about the React. So what we just did is like created a simple application using React.js, simple application using Expressjs. We saw how we can connect it both. In case if you want to refer to the video, I guess the video is also getting recorded. At the same time, it is also being streamed on my YouTube channel. The stream links have also been given and the quiz is there right now. So go ahead, attempt the quiz. Let's see who is the winner. And for those people who have answered me, please come and talk to me on LinkedIn. I would like to give you a special gift. All the code that we have created so far has been shared in GitHub. So I'm going to send the GitHub link as well. Yeah, so for testing tools, I'm using Just and Enzyme previously, and currently with React, I'm using React Testing Library. So this is only for the enterprise. In the office only I'm using it. Okay. And apart from this, thank you. Thanks a lot for nice. Hey, Saurav, open up the questions now. It's 6 o'clock, right? So go ahead, attempt it.
Yeah,
3
now
minutes
they
for
can
you.
attempt the quiz. So we have like opened the responses now. So you will be considering those responses only, which will be like who will be submitting the quiz form between like 3 minutes. So you need to submit it till
Very quick.
6:03.
Okay, cool. So waiting for all these.
Also, host, you can give the access to unmute them. Like some of them like can't able to unmute them.
Yeah, I guess that should be possible now. Let me see what I can do. I'm not the host, but they will be able to unmute right now.
Chetan, you can give the access. Yeah.
No. Now they should be able to do it. Everyone should be able to unmute themselves, but not everyone. Whoever wants to talk alone, unmute yourself. And coming to that link once again, I'm just going to check if the link is opening. So if you try to open the quiz link now, it is accepting all the answers. Please go ahead. I'm actually looking at the scores now. A lot of people have got 9 scores, but not, yay, wow, one person has got 10. Great. So you'll be soon getting the output, or like, hey, there is only one person who got 10 out of 10. Saurabh, what should I do? What should we do?
We'll be considering those requests who will be they'll be submitting the form before 6:03, and also we'll be selecting the winners according to the timestamp. So who will be like submitting the form earlier will be have more chance to get selected as a winner.
Okay.
So who will be
Rahul,
submitting
I'll
the
have a
form
look at
earlier?
it, Rahul.
Yeah.
Okay, seems like that is a wrong answer. No, okay, let me have a look at the oh shit, if that was the case, I'm really sorry. I'll give full marks for that. Okay, anyone who's using those 2 answers, you'll be getting it. Okay, so I have updated it in such a way. So we have got 120 or something, some number of people who have added. So go ahead. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button on my channel. Thank you. For checking the score, scores will be released by the team soon. Saurav, anything on that?
Okay.
Let me quickly check the YouTube side of things.
Yeah, like we'll be announcing the winner on our Discord and Telegram and our social media. So you can join us over there. Chetan, like, you can share the links of our Discord.
So quickly answering all the questions from YouTube. Love Kush Biryani. Love Kush, try now. It should be accessing. Yeah, it is accepting all these things. Satyam, try it out again. Cal codes. We just made only a small React application that actually connects with the Expressjs application. That's it, nothing else. Chandan Narayanan. Thank you so much, Chandan Narayan. Submitted. Wow, submitted. Saurav, nice name, why? Okay. Subscribe. Thank you so much. Submitted. Great. Awesome. Any questions? Okay, cool. So for those people who want to connect with me, all the social media links are there in my description. Here's the social media links for me.
Also, like we have shared our community link, so make sure to join us. And we'll be announcing every like winners and winners of 3 tracks, like 9 winners. We'll be announcing them on our Discord, Telegram, and LinkedIn. So make sure to join us.
Discord, all the links are in below the description, bro.
And also we'll be send you a mail, like if you win like swag from us. So we'll be sending a mail to all of the winners. So no worries.
Yep. Hey, who was the one who correctly answered okay, no. I'm looking for the person who is my teammate or like my company mate. Sorry, what is your name, by the way? Someone actually answered that. Yes, Nikita Gupta. Yeah, please connect with me on LinkedIn. Don't forget. Karmandeep Kaur. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, again, everyone started guessing my company name. It is not HSBC. I worked with HSBC long time ago. You got less marks. Everyone got their marks as well. Nice. Okay. Yeah, thanks. I'll accept everyone's LinkedIn request as well by today.
Okay, Praveen, you can just share the community links on YouTube session also, in the live chat, so that they can join.
Oh, in the live chat itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And now we'll move towards our second session, which is app development. So yeah.
Okay. And Saurav, I'm gonna end the live stream here. Is that okay?
Like if it is possible, you can stream till the cloud track.
Bro, in half an hour there is another live. I'm going in my same
Okay.
That is the reason.
Okay. Okay, no worries. So we'll be like doing the session on Zoom only.
Okay, yes, sure, I'll do that. Saurav, can you? Okay, where is the Discord link now? Okay, the Discord link is here, right? I'm not able to find it, man. Suddenly.
In the chat we have shared. Chetan, you can just share it again. Like Chetan, are you there?
Yes, share it again, Chetan. I'll just pin it on the thing. Oh, wait. We have the event page having all those things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just share the event page quickly. That's easier. All these details are there in that. Yes,
we will
Discord and Telegram.
Yeah, we will send you your marks also while sending you the certificate. And yeah, like everyone will get certificate who have attempted the quiz, and the winners will be getting specs. Okay, so
awesome, cool. Hey, any swags for me?
Yeah, sure. So now like we can move towards the next session. Aditya is here.
So
Aditya,
let me quickly say bye to everyone. So bye everyone. So have a nice time, and let me go ahead and go to the next session in my YouTube channel. That's going to be another one. So thank you so much for coming in. It was really great to meet you all and interact with you all. And please go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn, and see you all. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye.
okay. So Rohit, are you here? Like you can like give an introduction about Aditya, and yeah, then we can go on.
Yeah, hi Aditya. Hello people. Hi. So guys, Aditya is a developer and designer with experience in building cross-platform applications. He has been a contributor to the Flutter community plugins and continues to share his knowledge through various articles and YouTube videos. So you guys are in good hands. So from now, Aditya, take over.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, and really excited to be here today. That would be difficult to beat. Praveen sir did a really good session. So I'll try to introduce you to app development today.
Thanks, Aditya.
We'll go over. Thanks. So I'll try to introduce you to app development. We'll try to get started from the basics, as in try to take up like what all is there, what all can you do. And by the end of this session, my goal is to help you get started, build applications. One of the major motivations behind starting with it for me personally was I got to build projects that I could actually see translate from code into like real world things that you could actually use. So today's session would be around app development, how you can get started. We'll look at the native side of things, how you can build native Android applications, then move on to cross-platform applications where you can build not only for like Android, iOS, but also beyond that for the web, for desktop. And we'll try to do that. And by the end of it, like we'll have an overall idea, like what track should you go on, and it's totally up to you how you want to proceed further. So I can see like the chat right now, but I think after this, it would be difficult for me to switch. So I'll have like smaller breaks during the session. I'll return to it so you can ask question then. Kotlin or Flutter, in this session, we'll start with the native things and then move on to cross-platform. Which language will be used today? I prefer native. That's really cool. But like it would be more of a session around app development in general. We'll try to take up, if you're asking about like what all we'll try to look at, we'll try to do the cross-platform one more advanced, because I am more experienced with that and I wouldn't lie to you if I were to work with it. So I am more comfortable with cross-platform right now. So let's start with the session and see how it goes from here. I am sharing my screen and I hope it's visible right now. Talking about app development, one of the personal things that I just mentioned around it was, when I first started with it, my main goal was to write some code and see something built out of it. For a lot of people, sitting down to code is very difficult. And I think having something by the end of that particular session really helps. So when you're writing code and you are able to translate into something that works, or maybe something you can share to your friends. Like when I built my first app, I was really proud. I sent it to a number of family members and friends, like, okay, check this out. That was really cool. And that is the feeling that I would want you to have. I would want you to build applications by the end of this session. So when you're starting with app development, the big question, right, just at the why should you even do it? Or maybe why should you get started with it? Talking about that for a bit, like look around yourself. What is the one device that you spend your most time on? I believe it must be your mobile phone. We spend a lot of time on that. If you are not a developer, you might not even have a laptop. Like a lot of people in your family totally rely on their mobile devices to connect with the outside world, to shop, to maybe eat food, to get something off the internet. And they do it all using just like the mobile phone in their palm of hands. A lot of things you can do today which weren't possible a few years back. Let us say if you were to book an airplane ticket a few years back, you would have to go to a website. I remember once when I was in like 7th grade, we had to travel somewhere. So I had to check in using a laptop. So I needed a laptop, I had to visit a website and check, and there was a whole procedure to it. But right now I can do something similar using just my mobile phone. I can book tickets. I can order something off like Amazon, Flipkart, and you would probably have done too. If you like shop online, maybe you have used mobile applications for that. If you have ordered food, if you have like try to read the latest news, there are apps for that. There are really cool apps like you can just swipe through and you get the everything around knowledge using just your mobile phone. Right now, mobile devices are really powerful. You can install applications. And I believe with like faster internet access, it has also become easier. You can get apps today that were difficult to install. I remember I used to play Clash of Clans a lot, but had to update it again and again. That would take a lot of internet, so I didn't do that. But right now it's easier. You have internet access, you have faster handheld devices, and that is where I feel app development as a field is going to grow. And also, since users are actively relying on their mobile phone, as developers, app development is something that you should be looking into. With that said, again, the same statistic, 90% of the time that you spend on your mobile is definitely in one app or the other. Like you could be using a social app, maybe like Facebook, Instagram, to connect with some people. There are entertainment apps, YouTube, that you could be referring to, or maybe gaming apps like Clash of Clans. There are other apps like that you play on your mobile phone. There are utility, productivity apps. Maybe if you prefer to listen to podcasts, like there are music and all such apps that you work on. But there are very limited web browser moments. I often use web browser to, like, if I'm searching for something, I'll go over to Google and I'll just search for it. But if I have to do shopping and anything other than that, there are always apps for that I prefer. And even if there isn't one, like I normally, if I'm searching over a website, I feel more comfortable using an app on my mobile device rather than just working on the website or other things. So when building for mobile, there are majorly two operating systems you are trying to target. The first one is, of course, Android, which I believe a lot of people would even have here. And the other is the iOS devices like Apple, iPhone, and all that. Maybe if you can look into like annotate settings and turn that off for now. So starting off with like the first operating system that I tried to target first was, of course, Android, because I had an Android device and it was easier for me to build something for it and also maybe test it out on my phone. So if you want to work in the Android domain, there are majorly two languages, Java, Kotlin. You can also use C++, but it's generally used for certain libraries and not to like build the whole things. But Java and Kotlin are two main languages when it comes to native Android development. Java, as of now, is a little bit outdated. Like Kotlin is the new language. It is the preferred language also because it is the official language for Android development, announced in 2017 Google I/O. And Java, it was heavily used. Like a lot of companies previously used Java. If you think about Zomato, they have their Android application. They use Java, but they have migrated to Kotlin to build newer apps and build more modern apps. So how do you start with it? How do you start building your Android applications? The first resource whenever it comes to learning anything is, of course, the documentation. And then when it comes to Android, the Android developer, like the website, it's the best resource. Like they have a lot of things like Android for developers. The first thing that you have to do is, of course, learn a language when you're starting out with something. Kotlin is a very developer friendly language also because it's written by developers for developers, and it's very good language. Like if you were to compare it to any other language, I feel Kotlin works best for developers because it takes into consideration a lot of pain points that were there for developers, and then it tries to fix them. And you can develop Android applications with Kotlin. There are a lot of features to it. It's expressive, concise. When it comes to comparing it with Java, Kotlin code is normally shorter. You have the safer code like nullable and non-null in its type system, and it's completely like interoperable with the Java programming language. So you have like as little you can choose to write as much code to it. The Android developers homepage has a lot of documentation on how you can get started with it. So there are guides on how you can learn Android and Kotlin from scratch. These are smaller guides. There are Kotlin for Android Java developers. If you are working with Java already as a developer, you can move into Kotlin really simply. There are advanced Kotlin guides that you want to look into, but there are also courses available here, which is like a very lesser known fact. Like a lot of people are confused, like where should we start? They forget this particular documentation around it, and these courses are really great cookbooks when it comes to it. Like if I am a developer, if I'm familiar with certain programming concepts, and if I want to move into Kotlin really fast, like I just want to refer some of these guides, I can quickly do here. It's very easy to start with it. You can check out advanced Android courses around it, and you can check out the features again. Also, Kotlin right now, like people, if you are like worried what other companies use Kotlin, or maybe even if it's like worth a try, there are a lot of companies already have apps that are built using Kotlin. There's Netflix, Duolingo, Slack, and other logos that you might identify from here. There's Twitter that uses Kotlin. Then there's the developer story around Zomato. Zomato uses Kotlin right now. I think there was a big migration. Like initially they were using Android, but all the new files written right now are written in Kotlin. And Kotlin is also open source, so you can always go over to the GitHub repo, check out like what they are working on. And other than that, there are some featured resources like the Android Code Lab, how you can get certified in it, start learning the language, and then move into building projects, Android projects with Kotlin. And that way you would have something to showcase and build around it. So initially, like if you were to start just a few years back, the normal way of how the Android side of things work is you write some, you drag and drop some elements, and then you write the functionality for it. Normally, the drag and drop would build UI using some XML files, and then you would have to add certain functionality under it. But right now there's also this Jetpack, which you can look into, which is like Android Jetpack. It is a suite of libraries to like reduce the boilerplate code, and it has a lot of things around it which you can check out. Compose, they have mentioned most of it in documentation. So this is something I would want you to check out. I'm personally like, if I were to say, like, I am very beginner to Jetpack Compose. I am currently learning it. So if this is something that interests you, I would recommend looking into it more as such. But this is really cool. You can always refer Android developer documentation. One more greater resource is made available by like and Google team itself. You can check out Android basics course on Udacity. They are available for free. You can start a free course, learn about how to build a UI in Android. It will have like all these course paths. If you're not comfortable with this, maybe if you want to check out some YouTube videos, there are a lot of channels around Kotlin and Android development in general that would, take you first. There would be like a 1-hour course on Kotlin. You can do that quickly, then move on to building projects with it. If you're familiar with like some of these YouTubers, they have their courses of their own. Like I believe Anuj Bhaiya has one where you can check out how to build projects with Kotlin and just start building for Android. So that is one way of going about this thing. Like you can build for Android. But other than that, I also want to move into like cross-platform, which happens to be something that I have been working with a lot. So this is like an introduction to Flutter. Now, what is Flutter and why should you, even consider it when it comes to Android development? Flutter is a cross-platform framework. And what do I mean by that is, like, writing code once, you can build applications for more than one devices. You can build applications for Android, for iOS, for web, for desktop, like Windows in stable version, and for Mac OS and Linux, which is 6 different devices. And as developers, that is a big step. Like you can write code and build applications for all these different platforms. Now, when you're working with Android, as I mentioned, there was this drag and drop thing. Like you would drag these elements, or maybe, write some XML code for it, and then try to add functionality to it using either Java or Android, using either Java or Kotlin, which was kind of good. Like you would do that and you would build an application. But the problem was, at the end of the day, the application that you build would only run on like one platform. It would run only on Android devices. The first application that I built was only like uploaded to Play Store, and I have a lot of friends in my college who have like iOS devices. My college is in Delhi. There were a lot of people who had iOS devices and who wanted to like install the application and run it. And we weren't able to do that. For me, as a single developer working on something like that was difficult, because if I wanted my iOS or Apple friends to have that app, I would have to learn a new particular tech stack. Like I had to learn Swift to build for iOS devices, which is difficult for a solo developer. And as a student, like if you want to work on it, it's difficult for you. Think about big companies, they would have to have 2 separate teams. Like one would be working on Android and the other would be focused on iOS. More developers, they would have to spend more on the same app. And this just, transcends into, or, it builds up into something of a bigger problem. So that is what like Flutter tries to solve. It helps you build for multiple platforms using the same code base. Then there's the web side of things. Like we build this application, but we also want to build like a landing page where we can, collect email addresses. A simple page, like you enter the email address, and it's like a simple web app. Like you enter an email address, then if it's successful, like you'll get something out of it. If it isn't, then it would like tell you, okay, this is not successful. Now, for a single developer, learning app development for Android, for iOS is very difficult. So that is one of the problems Flutter tries to solve. It's a 6 problem, 1 solution. But it's more of like, in the stable version right now, you can build for like Windows, for iOS, Android, for web. You can build applications for all these different platforms. And in beta, you can build for Mac OS and Linux. Also, of course, it's not about building for 6 platforms, but before we come to that, really quickly, let's take a small break and try to like just check out the questions one. Okay, it's very difficult to move up. Okay. What's your town level? Okay, I think I'm on 8, but Java and Kotlin, which is easy. If you were to ask me, like when I first started with it, I found Java building applications with the Java side of things a bit difficult, but that was just me. If you were to ask me today, like what should you start with, I would recommend Kotlin, because a lot of big companies they have already migrated their previous projects, and all the new files that are written in Kotlin. So go ahead with Kotlin. Dart, yeah, the language that we write code for Flutter is Dart. We need JavaScript for Android development. If you want to, like if you are a web developer already and you want to build mobile applications, there is also other cross-platform framework that you can instead use, which is a React Native. So it uses JavaScript, it uses Java, it uses bridges to interact with it. So you can learn once and write anywhere, create native apps for Android and iOS using React. So if you are a web developer and if you're looking into building applications, I think this is a good start, because it would be written in JavaScript. It would be easier if you're coming from that background to start with. So you can also check out React Native. They are seamlessly cross-platform. And I believe Instagram, if you use Instagram social media, it uses React Native. A lot of Facebook-driven apps use React Native. So they have mentioned all of them here. I already made an app using Kotlin with Android Studio using Gradle. Oh, that is really cool, Shashank. Collab also good. Yeah, I believe collab is good, especially right now if you want to, work digitally. Basic knowledge is Java can work for learning. Definitely, if you are like familiar with Java, if you're familiar, with any programming language, moving into a newer programming language is very easy, because as a developer, your mind goes on to certain things like, okay, how do I print this out, or maybe how do I work with data types in that language, and then it just keeps getting easier in moving into how can I get certificate for Android Kotlin. So Udacity, the free course, I believe it does give you certificate, but if you don't want to do that, there are like certain websites that also give you a certificate for like a YouTube tutorial if you follow that. Now, I'm not really familiar with what websites are there, but definitely move into that. And I am personally not a big fan of certificates, because I believe you should be, if you're learning in public, if you are sharing your projects, if you build your profile around it, you will never need certificates. Like you can do that. Code with Harry is free, which is a really good resource. Free Code Camp is again very good one to start with. Is Java cross-platform as well or not? Java is, I don't think it is cross-platform, but using Kotlin, you can build multi-platform applications. So there is also this really quick search I would do for you. Kotlin Multi-Platform. So Kotlin as a language, you can use it for cross-platform mobile application development. So if you go over to the Kotlin official website, you can have certain logic that is common across iOS and Android apps, while keeping the user experience similar. So this is something called a KMM, called Kotlin Multi-Platform, single code base for all these applications. Pretty rich friends, yeah, definitely. So because Flutter is a hybrid editor for app, I'll come to that. How do you write code with it? As a beginner, what was one project or good project in app development? A big part of this session is also to tell you like what project should you be building, and also like how can you build your profile around it. So I would come to that in a short while. Should I prefer Flutter over Kotlin? Now, this is also a big question and a good one. As a cross-platform developer, the advantage is there, like you can build for all these different platforms. But if you were to look into like what, if you were to talk to certain senior developers, they would often recommend you to have like strong hold of some of the native concepts. So it is always better if you know one of the native side of things, like if you have this hold. As student developers, I feel like right now, if you were to start with, if you are in your third year and you want to build projects, what would look better on your resume? Like if you were building like web apps, desktop apps, different apps, so you can go cross platform in that sense. You can build projects with it and add them to your profile. if you want to go into a particular mobile development or mobile development industry as such, it is recommended that you know a bit about native side of things or how it works. So Swift developers are very less here in India, which is something I learned recently. Like there are not a lot of people who actually know Swift or who can build for iOS devices. So there is always a huge demand for that. But you can always do native Android development and get better at it to find opportunities around mobile development as such. So I would recommend doing one native thing. So if you're worried about like what to start with, you can go ahead with Kotlin. Which language Flutter uses? I'll just do that. Can we run a single application on iOS and Android? Can we run a single application Kotlin or no? Like we can't directly run a Kotlin app unless you're building for like multi-platform. Normally, all these apps are native, as in a Kotlin app would run for Android on an Android device itself. So okay, so right now let's come back to the session itself. So let's go over to like the Flutter website and try to talk about that really quickly. So Flutter, we were talking about like what is Flutter. It is a cross-platform. It is like a complete framework that helps you build applications. But more importantly, it like transforms this whole app development process. If you'll go over to the flutter.dev, which is the official website, it is an open source framework. It helps you build all these fast applications. Like they are faster because they have this native side. They are productive. They help you build applications faster. They like you can quickly write code, see the changes. Flexible because you can customize every pixel on screen. You also have like greater access when it comes to writing code, and you can reach users on every screen because you can build for web, for iOS, for Android, and even desktop applications with it. Um, so that is like all the features that you can look up. So if you ask me like what companies are right now using Flutter and what language is the code written in, is it better than React Native? So all that questions, I'll quickly take them up. Flutter right now is used by Google Pay. So if you use the Google Pay app, the current version is written with Flutter. So Google Pay uses it to process like millions of transactions every day. So you can rely on the performance as such. There are a lot of other companies using it. Like there's the Philips Hue app. There's BMW Home app that is built with Flutter. There are a lot of companies in China using it, like which was recently in the Flutter 22 strategy release. Like uh, PUBG uses it, WeChat uses it, and Shein uses Flutter. So which is like a big surprise coming your way. So I believe like PUBG and all these different companies use it as an embedder, like trying to build applications for all these different platforms. Shein, I always thought like the UI was really cool, so they could be using Flutter. But since these apps are not like right now allowed here in India, so I am not really sure if you can actually download them. But you can see like ByteDance here, which is the parent company, and Tencent, which is like the PUBG's parent company. So they have also been mentioned here. It's supported by Google. Flutter is a framework supported by Google, open to everyone. It's open source. You can always check out the code. The language question that everyone was asking. Now, Flutter is a framework, a software development kit, if you must. It is powered by Dart. So all the code that we write is written in Dart programming language. Flutter is like a framework, or a certain way of how we do stuff to build applications. Latest news, the 22 strategy was released. Flutter was made stable for Windows recently in 2022 itself. So they have a lot of information available on like their documentation. But how do you get started with it? How can you build applications? That is something we're trying to answer today. Let's do that. Let's come back to our presentation, and I will tell you one more example of the company that uses Flutter. So when I was first starting with it, a lot of people used to ask me like what companies actually work with it. Like, are there any Indian companies using it? Are there any job opportunities after you graduate? Like what companies would hire you? That is like one of the question when it comes, when you're working with a newer tech stack or when you're working with something new. So Zerodha, it is a very profitable startup, and they are like the last, I think year's revenue was around like 1,000 crore rupees, and they use Flutter for their own application. And it is a very interesting story, a very nice one. They initially started out as a native app. They were only available on Android. The problem again was like, okay, they are building for Android, but now there are also iOS users that want to use their app. How do you take your application to them? So it would mean like you have to hire a whole team of iOS developers, but for early age startups that is very difficult. You can't have like all these people working, because obviously you can't have just one person build the whole application. So you would need a team of developers, and then it gets expensive paying all their fees and all that. And I believe Zerodha was bootstrapped, so they didn't want to do that. So they thought maybe they should move into React Native, because one more challenge with building two teams is also the changes in UI that happen. So let us say you build an application for Android. Now if you try to build something similar for iOS, you can't have just the similar user interface when it comes to it, because iOS has its own way of doing things. One like common difference that I point out to, on Android we have all these, like, you can scroll through a list and select something. On iOS they have something called sliders, and they are very prominent. If you look at the UI itself, like they change, and it's sort of like a wheel if you think about it. So there are these smaller differences in both the platforms. Now, okay, your team decides, let us move into a cross-platform framework. What framework should you choose? Now, for a lot of people, I recommend like React Native, because they're familiar with web development. They want to start building cross-platform, and React Native is like the obvious choice to go. It largely depends on your use case. Like there is no better or good framework. It depends on your use case, and second, it depends on like how comfortable you are with it. So if you are a React Native developer, I tell you to move to Flutter. It will take you some time to do that. Similarly, there are other things that you want to consider when selecting your framework. But for Zerodha, React Native didn't work good because the Android builds were not as good. Android, of course, is owned by Google, and if like there is something that is wrong with the Android side of things, maybe Google is the best team to work on that, and they have the Flutter, which also uses the major difference between React Native and Flutter being React Native uses bridges when it comes to interacting with native. So you write code in native, you write code in JavaScript, and it uses bridges to interact with the native side of things. But Flutter, what it does is you write code in Dart, and it is natively compiled to this platform to work. So this is like the system overview, and just off the bat, it doesn't make any sense. But what I want you to look at is like there is the framework, which has a programming language Dart. Then there is an engine which manages most of the stuff for us, and then there is an embedder which is mostly platform specific, the platform you're trying to run your app on. So in Flutter, and the major difference from React Native, there are certain key points to it. UI rendering, like both these are really cool. Flutter is a lot inspired by how React Native was built. And then there's the language. React Native obviously has JavaScript, which has a lot of support when it comes to the community. JavaScript is like a really established programming language. If you must in open source libraries and the UI design tools, I feel like React Native is certainly good. But there is these certain data processing and synchronization points where Flutter might be better because it natively compiles this code. So in Flutter, everything is a widget. This is not a message from Flutter team. Like some of the things are also not widget. So let me just quickly show you in code, and like let's take it more hands-on. So if you'll come back to like Flutter, the obvious thing that I would recommend is, getting yourself familiar with the programming language whenever diving into something. So there is also the Dart.dev, which is the official Dart program, Dart like website. And this has most of the information. Like Dart helps you paint your UI to life. It has hot reload, and it is a client optimized language. It is a very powerful programming language. It was internally used by Google's ads team. Like the Google's ad team is the major source of revenue for them. So if they are working with something, they are like really confident about it. So it's optimized for UI, and there is a lot of stuff that you can do with that, even without like working on Flutter. So that is really cool. So if you go down to the documentation again, you'll have something called a language tour. which is basically a simple tour of Dart language. So if you're coming from a C++ or maybe a Java background, or if you don't know at all like these basic concepts, you can take this tour of Dart language to get yourself familiar with like a basic Dart program. Then move into certain built-in types, like you can use this sidebar to go over to like what all built-in types are available. Like there is obviously integer numbers that you have. There would obviously be strings that you want to use and other data types that are available to you. And quickly see like how do you define a function. Very simple. You have a function name, you have certain parameters and something that the function does. A return type maybe before. And there are other things like operators. When you're starting with the programming language, you want to know what all operators are there and how can you perform certain operation. Some basic control flow like if else, for loops and switch case. So you can quickly go over this documentation. Like this is, I believe, just a half, I would say 1 hour or just a 2-hour read that you can look over when you are starting out with this programming language. So Dart is easy to catch on and difficult to master. No programming language is very easy to master. That would be a lie. And you can quickly catch some of the basic concepts when you want to start with it. So with Flutter, all you have to do is, get started. It will take you to a page which tells you how do you install it. Now for Windows, if you are on Windows, there are certain system requirements mentioned that you can look up. But what you have to do is just get the Flutter SDK. Now this should download as a zip file. You can extract it to a folder maybe. So if I'll come down to this, I'll go to local disk C, I'll come down to my SRC folder, and this is where I have like my Flutter extracted. These will be all files, and you can see like .github, the bin and other files here. This is from the official Flutter repository, and you can get the Flutter SDK right here. You'll have to update your path. Like we normally do that when installing something new. You have to edit environment variables and update certain things. And beyond that, like you have to do certain steps like run Flutter Doctor, which basically tells you if your setup is ready to go or not. And when it comes to IDE, like a lot of people had this question initially, like what IDE should you use? Now for Flutter, you can use the Android Studio. Android Studio is really good when it comes to Android development, or as such, like if you want to build applications, you can always download that. But if you're coming from like a web development background, if you're just more comfortable using VS Code, you can also use that to build applications with Flutter. There is also a VS Code setup down somewhere here. Like you can go over to that and just do that. Here is the like Visual Studio Code you can use. Is different than Visual Studio Code, but you can check this out maybe. There would also be like YouTube videos that you can quickly check to just get a like I would recommend downloading for your particular configuration following a YouTube video, because this session would not cover like the complete installation steps. And for me personally, if you ask me, like installation is the first big step to starting with Flutter, because Flutter is easy to get started with. Installation is all that you have to do initially, and then as you go on, you can master certain concepts. That is like totally up to you. But let me just quickly show you something. So I'll have my I have my like web browser here, but I'll come down to my terminal because I have Flutter installed on my system. And if you don't have that, you can do it after the session. But for now, let's just try to see like how it all works. So I am right now in my like, I'll come to my desktop really quickly. I'm right now on my desktop and I'll try to create a new Flutter project. So with Flutter, you can run the Flutter create and the app name, like let me call it new app to create this new Flutter project. And I'll just run this command. It should take some time and it should be like, it would like write some files for me and it should create this new Flutter project. A new version of Flutter is available. I'm right now on 2.1.0. I think they have released a new version right now, recently, not right now, but this is like the new project that is created. You can see like all done, and it has created this new folder. So I can open this project using VS Code. So I'll type in code new app. That should open this project in editor, like the Visual Studio Code in my case, but it could be anything that you prefer. You can also use Android Studio. You can use like you can use Android Studio and you can use VS Code. So these are like the two normally used IDEs when writing code. Now you'll notice like this new Flutter project was created with a few folders. There is this Android folder. There is also a iOS folder and a web folder and a Windows folder. So which means our application is cross-platform. Like it would also work on Android. It would have like iOS configuration, the web files in it and Windows, which is really cool. Like all new projects that you create come with these like 4 in stable versions. So you can build for Android, build for iOS, build for web, and even build for Windows. There is one more file that you particularly would work a lot with. This is the pubspec.yaml. It would have like the dependencies that your project uses, the assets, the fonts, and everything that you would want to use inside your Flutter application. You don't want to like, you don't have to like worry about it immediately. But the folder or the files where our code would be is inside this lib folder. So if I'll expand this, you'll see like a main.dart file. Now in Flutter, as mentioned, we write code in Dart. This is the folder that all your Flutter files would go in. And just as I open this, you could see like this extension pop up, which is the Flutter extension that you have to install when you want to start building projects with it. So this is the main function. As with any programming language, first function to get control in. And what I'll do is I'll quickly run this project to show you like what it builds to. So can just come back to run and debug and just run this. This should take some time. And by default, like since I have not connected anything, I normally try to debug on my mobile phone. But since I'm on a Windows laptop and I have a Windows emulator enabled, this should run on as a Windows application right now. But you can also change it to maybe run it as a web app. Like you can run it on Chrome, that would work as a web app. You can run it on your mobile device by connecting maybe through like a USB cable, or setting up an emulator so you can run on Android. You can run on iOS. If you have like a Mac OS, you can run it on a simulator. So this should take some time to build, but majorly there is some code that the Flutter team has written by default. They have well commented it, like this is the root of your Flutter application. And then you have certain classes that you would see which extend something like a stateful widget. In Flutter, we have these widgets. Widgets basically are of two types. There is the stateful widget, and then there is the stateless widget. So a stateful widget has something called a state object. Here, if you'll see like this homepage is a stateful widget. And if I'll just close this, you'll see like there is also a state object to it. So a stateless widget obviously lacks that state to it. A stateful widget would have this state, and you can make certain changes, then call set state to just rebuild the widget according to something new. State, very simply put, is like data, or your user interface is a function of this state. So if like your app is connected to the internet, there should be certain UI that is shown. If it's not connected, then there is a different UI that you need to show. And based on like if you have that data or if you have that state or not, this UI should change. So right now, if I launch my Flutter project as such, this built as a Windows application. So this is a Windows application. This is the default project that comes in. It has a simple button. When you click on it, the counter increases and it shows you like an app bar on top, and it has certain text and a button that just changes. Whenever I click on this button, some changes are made and a set state is called to just update that counter. And that is like the simple concept of how a stateless and stateful widget work. As you move on with Flutter, this is something that you want to work majorly with. And just quickly, I want to show you like how these widgets work. So we have like, if you want to add certain text, there is a text widget. You can think of these as like Lego blocks. You'll have a base, and then you can start by building of how you want the UI to look. So let us say you want to add some text, there would be a text widget. You want to add certain image, there would be like an image widget that you can use. You just type in text, tell it like what is the value that you want to pass. And you can also maybe change certain styles, like if you want to change the theme or just make it prettier, so you can do that. which is majorly how it all works. So it all comes down to widgets. When you're building UI, you try to put one widget on top of the other, and by the end of it, you like have a complete application. I would want you to refer this through free courses. Now there are a lot of free courses available. If you want like a quick guide to how you can get started with Flutter, you can go over to like teamaditya.co. Here there is a free Flutter resource book, which majorly has like all these free courses that you can just refer to. You so it would be like it is available for free, so you can type in 0 and click on I want this. You can get this file and just view content. So if I'll just quickly open this, it would have like all these free course links that you can, start your Flutter development journey with. There are equally good resources, and we try to update it here itself. So it will be downloaded. I can just open it, and inside this resource book, like there are free Flutter courses, pre-Flutter and Dart, everything you should know, introduction to Flutter, learn Flutter, crash course for beginners. And you can also check out paid Flutter courses if you're comfortable with it. There is also a big guide of channels that you can refer, and blogs and websites, of course, if you need them. And that is like majorly it. So this is something you can go over to by going down to teamaditya.co. So you can do that very quick. Now let us like talk about again the same. You can also join our community using the same link, but let me talk about like the projects that you want to build. So initially when you're starting with Flutter, like initially when I first started with it, I wanted to get better at the UI side of things. So I'll recommend you, when you're starting out with Flutter, try to build UI clones. Why? Because you'll get a hold of like how widgets are placed, how certain things are done, or how you can just add text or other things to your Flutter app. So UI clones is majorly the first thing that you want to start with. You can also try to do one more thing, which is like going over to a website like Dribble. Now Dribble is a really cool place if you want to check out designs. You can go down to Dribble and search for like a app, maybe search for app, and it should show you certain designs around it. So you can try to replicate this design using Flutter, and which is something you can do very easily, because as I mentioned, Flutter lets you control every pixel on screen. So you have greater freedom as to what you want to build with it. Then you can move into something more of like you want to work with certain files on your mobile device. So I would recommend building something like a music player, so that you get to know how local files on a device can be managed. Audio integration, like you would learn how to use these services. Like with Android, you want to like run music on an Android system, though you'll have to set up configuration for that. After this, I want you to move on to working with APIs. Try to get hold of that. If you will work with APIs, you will learn how to get data of the internet. Try to get a JSON string, try to parse it inside a Flutter app, and just show the data on your screen. So you can build like a news app. You can build maybe a weather app that gets the live weather using a free API. Beyond this, you can go into working with databases. Like after you know how to work with APIs and build Dart models, it would be something easier to get started with. There are a lot of options that you can use. There's Firebase, which is provided by Google itself, so it has simple integration. But there are also alternatives like Supabase, AppWrite. You can always build a custom backend and maybe use like a local backend or SQLite. So with any database, you want to learn like how you can do some CRUD operations, create, read, update, or delete. And you can learn about authentication, storage, and other features that come with them. State management is an important topic when it comes to Flutter, and a highly debatable one. So there are a lot of options available. You can use provider, Riverpod, or maybe work with the block architecture. Once you do that, like state management, you can build projects with it. Like an e-commerce application would be really cool. And this is also something that you can do as a freelancer. Normally, I recommend like having a certain portfolio when it comes to freelancing. So you can have an e-commerce app to your portfolio, because there are a lot of people who want to build e-commerce application, and it would be easier for you to ship something faster if you have previously worked on it. So you can build an e-commerce application that uses state management and payment integration. So you can make a game. You can try to work with animations in Flutter. Now this is something advanced. You can learn about physics and motion, and that is something about it. So in Flutter, there are a lot of opportunities and internships available as well. Like right now, you can find internship opportunities. Like when I was first starting with it, the first internship that I did like was unpaid because I was looking for some experience. Although right now, if you were to ask me, if you are ever at loss of internships as a Flutter developer, you can always reach out to me. I mostly have roles that I come across, and I can always help you get one very easily. So after this session, if you want to like connect with me, you can go over to profile.adityathakur.in. So that doesn't work, which is really cool. Okay, so I'll go over to LinkedIn. I want to go over to LinkedIn, and this is like my profile, Aditya Thakur XD. You can do that and just connect with me. So that is after the session. But if you ever need like internship opportunities in Flutter, or maybe you're looking for like a job or trying to work at an early age startup, I would be happy to refer and connect you with certain opportunities like that. I can also help you with other app development opportunities, but that would be a little rare. So if you want to find in Flutter, I would be the best person. And there are other companies that also use Flutter, like there's Frontro, Kuhu. There are other big startups using it, like Yellow Class, if you know about it. It's a children's app and they use Flutter. They have like almost 5 million users right now. And that is it. Like that is it for this session. I hope we have some time. So I'll quickly look at some of these questions that are there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we can go for the quiz. So for the quiz, you'll be having 3 minutes to attempt the quiz, and after that, we won't consider your response. So you need to like attempt it under the 3 minutes. Okay. Now quiz host, you can start. Priyanshu and Ria.
Yes, sure. So yeah, we are again back with our quiz session. And a form will be sent in a chat box itself, and you all will be getting the 3 minutes as you have got in the earlier quiz. So I will be sharing our forms.
Yeah, can I like answer some of these questions really quickly then?
So I have shared the form link. Now we'll be having 3 minutes to attempt the quiz. The quiz form will be closed at 6 p.m. Oh, sorry, 7 p.m. 7.
At 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is like a simple quiz. So I have like covered most of it in the session, but can I like answer these questions while if you have some time, think?
Like after the quiz, you can like ask questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I have like some previous questions lined up. I thought I'll just take them up really quickly. Okay. I don't know like where I left it, but I think like can we run a single app? I think this was the one. Which is best for starters, Flutter or Kotlin? I personally felt Flutter was easier to start as a beginner because the language was very easy. Like Dart is also somewhat similar, but it was easier for me since I was coming from like Dart. Building UIs with Dart was easier because back then XML was used when it came to Kotlin, so I couldn't get hold of that. To start learning coding from scratch, which language? A lot of people recommend Python, but I feel like if you want to really get started, go with like an object-oriented programming language, which is something like Java maybe or C++. That is just a personal opinion. I don't recommend Python because once you get comfortable with Python, then moving on to these languages is a bit difficult. Flutter is used for UI. We need to code the backend of the app, right? Flutter is used for UI and we need to code the backend of the app. So with Flutter, like there is not like a distinction when it comes to it. So a lot of the like you have to code the backend. Like if you were building a custom backend, you can do that. But if you're using something like Firebase or maybe, so most of your code that you are working with, the UI and the backend stuff would go inside like in like separate folders. There would be like a screens folder which basically handles your UI. You will have a services folder that interacts with it. So it's obviously Flutter is a UI toolkit, it's a UI framework, but it's like you can interact with these services using the code in Dart itself. So I hope that answers that question, which is best to start Dart or Kotlin. Again, a very similar question. I think you could be learning native Android development because if you want to go into like companies, they would recommend you. But if you are like anything like me, Dart was easier for me to get started. That's just a personal opinion. I would want you to look up both like Kotlin and Dart and try to like gauge which one would work best for you. But like I think with Jetpack Compose, building UIs with Kotlin would also get very easy. Like you can do that easily without having to worry about XML code. KMM beat Flutter. I am really not unsure. I attended one of the sessions. KM looked promising, but I still have to see how it goes. Sir, what is the best course for Android development? I think the best course for Android development, like there are a few courses available online. There are a few courses on like how you can build applications and build projects around it on Google, on YouTube itself. But they might be a bit like outdated. So I want you to refer something newer so you can find them on Udemy. What resources you followed for Android develop? I followed this one course on Udemy by Dr. Angela Yu, which was around building that application. Right now, the one I'm following on Jetpack Compose is by another author. I really forgot the name about that. Is there any bootcamp for Flutter? Not right now. What's your GitHub? My GitHub account is similar. Aditya Thakur XD is my username, both for LinkedIn profile and GitHub. So you can connect there. Can we make Android parking app? Yeah, definitely. Is Android developer certificate worth it? Is Android developer certificate worth it? I think they have like good, there are like, you can get that easily. There are profile badges to it. But I am not sure how much does it value in like the market. So is Flutter a no code, low code? No, it's not a low code or no code platform. Although there is like a website available where you can build no code or low code applications with it. Should I invest on Android developer certificate? Depends on like if you want to go into the industry as a mobile developer. I think investing into it is like worth it. Not 3K, but like you can get a good course under 1K on Udemy. Zero the share market and investment company. Yeah. Can you please share your LinkedIn profile URL for communication? It's Aditya Thakur XD, like linkedin.com/Aditya Thakur XD. And like the CodeIN community, they have tagged me, so you can just go through that as well. Is there any quiz? There is one quiz.
Okay, so we have like closed the responses for the quiz, and now we'll be like announcing the winners on our like community on Discord, Telegram, and our socials. So make sure to join us on our community groups. Yeah. And also we'll be sending you a mail. Like if you are winners, we'll be sending you a mail. Also for every participant, like who have attempted the quiz, we'll be sending certificates to them.
Yeah, and if you want to like find my channel, it's watch.adityathakur.in. You can just go over to that. It should take you to my channel. And you can always go to adityathakur.in for like all the URLs. Like there are some previous sessions I've done, and there should be like LinkedIn down here, Instagram and Twitter, whatever you're comfortable to reaching out on. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. I hope this was a informative session for you, and
thanks Aditya for joining us. And yeah,
thank you so much.
Be there with us till the end of the session. Will be our session till 8:45, so be here. And yeah. Okay, so now Swarna, you are here. Like you can introduce the speaker of our cloud track.
Hello everyone, a very good evening to you all. I'm Swarnaja from CodeIN community, and I'm going to introduce you the speaker for this session. That is from our next track, that is cloud computing. So Sarthak Jan, who is from Azure developer community, will conduct this session. So he is the founder of .?, and he is also a GitHub extern. So Sarthak, from here you can carry on.
Yeah, Okay. Also, in the chat, I'm sharing to the links of our community. So make sure to join us over there so that you get the results over here. So yeah, Karthik, you can go on. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, now try again. Try again to unmute yourself.
Hello. Audible? Now I'm audible to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello everyone, and first of all, I would like to welcome. First of all, I would like to thank you everyone, Saurav, for inviting me. I'm Sarthik Jain, head of community reskill, and currently working with Azure developer community. Guys, today we are going to start our cloud journey, and I think I want to know, before starting that, I want to know how many of you are the beginners in cloud. Just give us a hi or no if you're a beginner in cloud. Well, then I'm sharing my screen so that we can start the presentation part. Okay. Yes, beginner. I think most of you are the beginner of cloud. Okay, no problem. No problem. Let me share my screen. Hope my screen is visible to you. Can anyone confirm that my screen is visible or not? Yes. Okay. So, hello friends. Today we are going to understand more about Azure cloud and try to get into the deep dive of what is basically cloud is. Okay. So before starting, let me. Okay. There are some people, those who are the intermediate, those and many of you are beginners. Okay, I understand. Okay, let's start. Okay, so today what we are going to do, we are going to cover the cloud concept. We are going to learn, and we are going to do some hands-on on core Azure services. We are going to cover few solutions which is provided by cloud. We are going to talk about security. We are going to talk about privacy and support, pricing, and all these things about which give us by the cloud platform Azure. So before starting, cloud computing, or before talking about Azure, what is Microsoft Azure? Let's talk about cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is a mixture of computing services, networking services, storage, or analytics. Let's do a brainstorming over here only. What is a compute services? Let's take an example of your system. Suppose I'm having a system which is having 8 GB RAM, 512 GB SSD, and 2 core CPU and all these things. Okay, now certainly I have a work. Suppose I'm an ML enthusiast and I'm working on a model which required 16 GB of RAM and 100 and 1000 GB of space, almost 1 TB of my space. So what happened is, in this case, I have two options. One option is this: I should buy a new hardware from the market and start my work. And second is cloud computing. So today we are going to learn something about cloud computing. So compute is a part of cloud computing, which gave us the virtual machines, which give us the a machine where we can work. Okay, with starting from 2 GB of RAM to 200 GB of RAMs. Okay, then we have the networking services. Okay, in this we can set up our own VPN, we can set up our own DNS servers and all these things. Starting then storage is one of the amazing services in the industry which is used by many of us. Storage, cloud providers various type of storage. Okay, and in this session we are going to learn most of them. Then analytics services, cloud provides it monitoring, cloud provides it a mixture of different services and help us to analyze how we are doing and what are these services working for. Okay, then talking about the how cloud is working. See, cloud is having three model. One is public cloud, second one is private, and third one is hybrid cloud. Let's talk about public cloud. See, there is no capital expenditure to scale this cloud, or in these public cloud, these are the available for public. Okay, what the organizations, those who are using this cloud, they have the pay as they go service in these type of clouds. When we are talking about the private cloud, in these organizations, suppose my organization Reskill is having the public cloud, then there is no hardware cost that they need to bear, they need to carry. But in private cloud, the hardware cost they need to bear, the maintenance they need to bear. Okay, then all these things they need to assign a person, a cloud engineer, who is look after all these things. You look after the hardware, look after hardware purchases, and all these services. And third is hybrid cloud, something like between the private and public cloud. Some of the resources are deployed in private and some of the resources are in public. This is the something about hybrid cloud. So I just want to know that any one of you till now work on public cloud, or some cloud in the industry. Azure. Okay, you work with Azure. Any other person? Google Cloud. Okay, nice. GCP. Okay, Google Cloud. Okay. So many of the users are from Google Cloud. Okay, Cloud, GCP. Anyone of you have uses Azure? Okay. Now, see, there are cloud benefits. Let's talk about the cloud benefit first. Okay, let me. Which cloud is the best? See, every cloud have their own services. Okay, every cloud is best. We have majorly three cloud in the market. One is Azure, second one is AWS, and third one is GCP. So every cloud is best at their place. No cloud is every cloud is best when they are providing the services. Okay. Let me there is a small glitch in the system. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I was not able to. Okay, so what I can do is we can quickly jump to a hands-on part, or let me share you the Azure portal which help you to get the idea of how the cloud services are working. Let me see this. Okay. So this is a global infrastructure of Azure, how Azure are in different region, how Azure is working. See, when we're talking about Azure, so Azure is working in almost every country in the world. Okay, when we're talking about India, so India we have almost three regions. One is Central India, then we have South West India, and then one region is the Chennai one, MAA. Okay, we have three regions in India. The latency of this these cloud are these dotted lines. These dotted lines are the WAN, the WAN which is circulated all over the world, all over the cloud resources. And let me share about, is there a specific service Azure provide different from other clouds? All the services are same in every cloud. There's no specific type of services which is provided by the cloud. Okay, let me share you the link of the services. Okay, let me share you this link. Everyone. This from here you can explore the services and the regions where the Azure is present currently. Okay. Is there any? I think these computing services topic help Microsoft. Okay, yes. Yes, AZ900 is a basic level of exam. We are going to talk about that too in this session. What is AZ900? Most of you are not aware about AZ900. Then we can easily pata hai central one best. See, different cloud services have different region. When we're talking about AWS have a Mumbai region. When we're talking about GCP, US Central region, and when we're talking about this cloud, South India. See, naming convention is different. Otherwise, the core principle, the data center, the region, and the core principle, how they are set up, all they are all are same. When we're talking about networking, if you are starting with a cloud, if you're a cloud enthusiast, and if you want to start your career in cloud, you want to understand basics of networking, you need to understand the basics of operating system, you need to understand how working. AZ 903 exams, AI fundamental and yes, we Azure is having AI 900, AZ 900, and a data center exam. There are different exams which are available, which you can give, if you have a clear fundamentals. Okay, now let's talk more about. See, I think the audience are more interesting to learning something about certification. Okay, so how many of you are want to here to know more about certification and want to give more certification? I just want to know that, because I think if you are aware about certification, then you all are interested in this. Okay, then you all know about the basics of cloud. Exactly. Yes, excited. Yeah, okay. So as we have promised to Saurav, okay, coding community, we are sponsoring certification vouchers to every participant in the house today. So before that, let me dive deep to the certification area where you can see how many certifications are there in the Azure. First, let me share this link. You can go through it and select any one of them according to your expertise. Okay, then let us suppose. Okay, you have the virtual coupon. You will get another one, Shashank. Okay, so let's see what basically certification is. See, guys, it's totally validate what you have learned till now. Okay, we have different certification when we are talking about Azure. We have developer certification, we have administrator certification, we have solution architect certification. Some of you who are core interested in data, so we have certification for data engineer. If you are a data scientist or a data science enthusiast, you can start with data scientist certification. Here also you will get a basic certification, which is an fundamental level certification, then expert level certifications over here. As well as if you are AI interested, then we have some certification which is basically based on AI. Most of these students are starting with the this basic level certification, which is AZ 900. It's a it's a really so much certificates there. Okay, when we are talking about AI 900 certification, it's a widely used and widely it is one of the most prestigious certification of Azure, which students love the most. Okay, here in the certification, see, this is a free cloud track. Go and start studying. You have the modules, different modules, which you can learn from the videos, and resources are there. You can start your cloud journey from here. This is a very easy part you can take in on. Then when we're going to start, what is in the certification program, basic core concept of Azure, how Azure is working, okay, management tools, all the tools and technologies in Azure, how security and networking works in Azure. These are the questions that is majorly asked. And different how governance and privacy policies in Azure. Basically these are the few certification. Okay, you have done AZ 900. Okay, that's great. If you have done the AZ 900, then you can start with the certification, Azure Developer Associate, which is AZ 204. Again, an awesome certification. Okay, after this session, we'll give you the again vouchers. You can go and apply that to learn more about that. See, guys, we are here to learn more about and understand what you guys want. Okay, we want to understand basically from a team Azure. I'm here to okay, I have done AZ 900, AI 900, DP 900, PL 900. Okay, great. So your fundamentals are awesome. Your fundamental is clear. Now work with associate level exam, Harshvardhan. Okay, and grab a MCT, certification. Okay. Nice. So let's talk about more on cloud. Okay, so guys, drop down your questions. What you have, what questions you have when you're talking about MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer. If you're an expert level, if you clear an expert level exam, then you will get an MCT, tag with your name to apply for that if you have done something in this part. Okay, now drop down your question, which is according to you, what do you know about cloud? Do you want to know more about the opportunities that you can get from the cloud? Do you want to know more about the the placement type things from the cloud? Do you want what do you want to? How do you think cloud transform in future? See, when we are talking about a cloud it transforming now as well. See, almost every domain in the world, okay, either DevOps, either AI/ML, all are dependent on cloud. Okay, if you are seeing the website of any website, either it is Flipkart, Amazon, either it is Google, Microsoft, any website you are seeing in this universe is backed by a cloud, is running on cloud. So cloud is transforming the future, present, and it will transform the future as well. When you're talking about placement, okay, placement. See, guys, before this session, we have a talk with Saurav as well. So he was saying that, Bhaiya, there is, people are more, fascinate about this this SD role. Okay, so do you think that SD can compete with or a cloud engineer can have a similar salary or a pay as an SD? I had answered that yes. See, all the major companies, either it is Microsoft. When we're talking about Microsoft, so we have a cloud engineer who are the freshers. Okay, we onboard them. When we're talking about AWS, when we're talking about any company as well, Salesforce, all are uh, onboarding or give the placement to the cloud engineers. They are the separate roles which are in the industry. Cloud engineers, we can say, or they are categories for cloud support engineers in the industries which are working on them. Okay, so there are, and when we are talking about startup, in startups here a number of opportunities. If you know something about cloud, is cloud is safe? Yes, cloud is safe. That's why we are working on it, and all the things I am able to connect with you because of this cloud only. The cloud is safe, yes. And when we are talking about Azure, the Azure majorly all the services is providing 99.99% security. So cloud is that must save. What are the opportunities for fresher? Again, you can do internship with cloud, you can do full time in cloud, and the earning potential is cloud in cloud is very much. Okay, how can cloud help the IoT enabling technology? See, when we are talking about IoT, then all the this remember when I was in my first hackathon. When I was in my first hackathon, so we have make in that hackathon is an automated parking. Okay, all the sensors. I have a guy, I have one of my friend who is an IoT expert. Now, that time he was an IoT learner. Okay, what he is doing, he is trying to automate the parking. He's trying to use different sensor over our parking. Okay, and all these sensors are controlled by us from our mobile app, and that mobile app is deployed, okay, is working on cloud only. So see, this cycle you can follow. What language are no language? If you don't know anything about C++ or Java, only a basic understanding you can start with this. No language is required, as such zero language is required. Sir, I have done virtual internship as future ready talent and host website in Microsoft Azure. That is cool. You can now increase your level. Now you can work not only hosting your website but also managing your website. See, when we're talking about services like Azure Kubernetes service, AKS, go and study about that. Okay, go and study about that. Azure Kubernetes service is one of the service which is used in the industry, and which is widely used in the industry. Okay, automate your task with Azure DevOps. Try to do more on this. Okay, who are the consumer or cloud? Oh, who are the customers of cloud? We all are the customer of cloud. Facebook is the customer of cloud. Everyone is the customer of cloud. See, we all buy. See, when we are talking about Google Drive, we are buying the Google Drive. Okay. When we are talking about, see, who are the consumer? When we are talking about consumer, so it's a bit, confusing in terms of uh, adopting that. Okay. Uh, everyone is the consumer of cloud. Okay, all the platforms that you can see today are the consumer of cloud. Either you can see Facebook, either you can see Instagram, they all are the consumer of cloud. Netflix, Amazon Prime, you can see Hotstar, all they are the consumer of cloud. For cloud salary is high. For cloud salary is high. Yes, see, it depends on you how much you can grab. I saw a person who is a fresher and grab 40 lakh plus in 40 lakh LPA, 40 LPA last month only. He's one of my friend in India only. He have grabbed that. So it totally depends on you. I have hosting my repository in Azure, and I have a great experience. Great web. I think you have a great experience in cloud as well. Okay, how to get internship with cloud if you don't have much experience? See, experience is must. At least a experience of 2 to 3 months. Okay, start with some certification courses. If you don't want to give certification, just read about that what basically the certification tell you about that start learning the certification material. If you don't want to give, you don't want to invest your money, just start learning. Okay, learning material you will get on Facebook, plus these are the docs. You can refer to the Microsoft docs. These are the best docs. You can go through them. Okay, you will find all the certifications over here. But is cloud secure enough to provide the required encryption and security? Exactly. Yes, cloud is enough secure. When we're talking about cloud, majorly, I have answered this question. Majorly, all the services have 99% security. Okay. Could you share your LinkedIn profile? Sure, I will share after this session. Can you elaborate what is the first basic step to pursue cleared in cloud? First basic step, start learning about operating system and start learning about basics of networking. This is how the cloud journey starts. Before this, if you directly jump into the cloud, you will you will not get your basics clear, and which is not a good thing. Okay, can you help in making the application through which the school and college modify the technology for the students who are purchasing new computer? Is it possible? School are running over it. Yeah, school are running over it. I think school and colleges are working on it. In my when I was in when I was in my college, so there are few apps they have provided to us, which is working as same as here. What is the average cloud engineer play? Depend on the roles, depend on the, again, depend on the person to person and job. He is getting that. Which job in IT sector, long-term job security job? See, when you're working in a private industry, you don't have the job security. You need to increase your skill set every time. This cloud is the future, cloud is the present, brother. And when we're talking about future, the cloud is also the future, but it's currently running. Okay, then I think we don't have many other questions. What are the key aspects for getting the Microsoft certification? Okay, first thing is this: you need to clear your basics, start working. If you want to be the Azure developer associate, start learning first Azure 900, AZ 900, then working with AZ 204, then going to 204, start clearing your basics, start solving practice sets, which is available over the internet. You can find any of them very easily. Yes. Any other question? I think I'm not able to see one here. Certification really matters. Yes, if the certification belonging from Microsoft, that's matter because it is having the sign of Satya Nadella. In this certification, you will get the sign of Satya Nadella. Is the IT job always learning job and tech after a year? No, it's fun. See, learning never stop. It should be the aim of every single people. If learning stop, then it makes the life boring. Like I have all experience in cloud. Okay, great. Then Ganesh, what you want to ask? Like I have experience in cloud computing. Okay. Okay, Okay, what will the mode of exam? There are offline and online, both the modes, depending on your locality, your region. You can choose any one of them. Any other doubt? Any other question you have, guys? Share me the question. Not only the certification question. Just do a random chit chat. You can talk with me. Okay, all clear. Okay, great. Okay, let me drive. Which are the some government job is 90p. I don't belong from a government background and I don't research on that. So sorry, I can't answer this. Is cloud features for long 10 years? Sorry, pardon. Pardon, can you repeat the question? Ganesh, can you elaborate? Will it will be quiz-based question? It will be quiz-based questions when we're talking about Microsoft certification exams. Yes. All the questions are in the format of MCQ only. Any other doubt? Can you give me some recommendation? Basic coding. Okay. So basic coding, you can start with any of the if you want to start with basic coding, there are so many instructors who are available over the YouTube. Type just your course name. If you want to learn Python, some of the videos are very good. Okay, then go and start your coding practice from there. I learned Python from Code with Harry. So if you want to learn Python, so you can learn from him. Is cloud features? Ganesh, sorry, I was not able to understand your question. Can you? How Azure is better than GCP? See, every product, when we're talking about Azure or GCP, every product there have unique, experience. Okay. Some of the users are, believers of Azure and some of the users use GCP. It totally depends what they are using. When will the result is out? That time only when you get the exam, you get that if your exam is clear, then you will get notified that only there only. Sir, how much budget needed to be complete the Microsoft budget? What do you think that it's required money? If you are if you are today, if you are here, you don't need to invest single rupee in the certification. We'll give you it for free, as well as we have a promise with coding community as well. The maximum numbers or the students, okay, the students who demand the maximum number of bootcamp, okay, we will give that. Okay, if you are thinking that all of you want to do the AZ900 bootcamp, we'll provide you the AZ900 bootcamp for free. With free certification, all the things are free for them. Okay, and also few perks with this. Can start learning DevOps. So you are the cloud and DevOps engineer, then you can be the architect and so on and so forth. You can increase your, level in the industry. That's not an issue. I have experience in GCP. It is easier to, yes, it is very easy to switch from GCP to Azure. Nothing much is needed. Okay, because if you learn GCP from the basics, then your networking concepts are, pretty much clear. You only start with learning how the UI works. What would be minimum score? I think 70% is the minimum scores to clear the certification. It will help me for securing the job. See, job security depends on your skills, how much you are increasing your skills day by day. In placement, yes. Okay, I am working as in community, so I doesn't know much about Microsoft. I don't have a work experience in Microsoft, but I am working as a community head of community from Team Reskill. So I can share you the experience of community and as well as my LinkedIn if you want. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay. Yes. Bootcamp. it totally depends on Saurav when he want to conduct and when your community wants to do that. Okay. Any other question required? Any other question you have, or can we jump to? Can we have a conversation over Azure services? What Azure offer to us? All clear? Okay, guys, if you are a new user in Azure, you will get $200 free credits over your credit card. It will charge you to ₹3 only. And if you are a student and if your campus is having GitHub, GitHub program, if your campus is associated with GitHub program, then you will get $100 to $200 credit for free. You can start and learning cloud, your cloud journey from there. Okay, when we talk about services, so let me see. Let me drive you through the all the services which cloud gives you. Clouds give you compute services, virtual machines, app services. Okay, if you were talking about private cluster, container instance, this all networking services, virtual networks, set your own VPN. Okay, and all these things. These are the networking services which clouds give you, firewall and etc. Storage services. Okay, guys, this is a very interesting services. All your data which is stored in a particular region is replicated and backed by the a cloud service provider. If in any case that data corrupt or that region stop working, your data is secure. That is why most of the people are learning cloud. Okay. Web services, then we're talking about web services. Cognitive search, one person in your chat, one person in this stream is using this services, so I know if he's using that, he enjoyed this cognitive experience in this. Then we AI, ML, all the things are over there. IoT are very much enthusiastic over IoT services which are available over here. Okay, IoT how to set their IoT over there. Okay, logic apps and all these things, DB and other services. For mixed reality, they are having the services. Augmented reality. For DevOps, the most loving part of Azure is DevOps. For me, I don't know about you, but for me it's the most loving part. I'm a DevOps and cloud engineer, so I love DevOps. Starting with DevOps, if you are a DevOps beginner, then you will get a great documentation over Azure. You can start working on Azure from day one. It doesn't need anything. Hybrid and multi-cloud. For that, you get many of these services. See, you have ample amount of services to use in the cloud, and you can do that. Is there these categories in? These are the categories in storage services. These are the categories in storage services. Not the categories, but different type of features they have. Okay, different types of features they have. We can't say the categories. Okay. So Saurav, can we start with the quiz part? See, the quiz, first of all, we're going to start with the quiz part. Okay, with a basic quiz introduction. Okay, in this quiz, we have very basic question about cloud and some of the question from networking, nothing much than that. Okay, you need to join our Discord server, Azure Developer Community official Discord server, where we are going to play this quiz. So
so this quiz will be on Azure Community's official Discord server. So make sure to join the Discord server first, then we'll be having the quiz on the server. And I'll be sharing my screen. So a whole quiz will be live on Zoom. So you need to attempt the quiz on Discord, and we'll be streaming it on Zoom.
Okay, so Saurav, do you want me to share the Zoom link, or you are sharing?
No, you can just share the Discord link.
Okay, just give me a minute, guys.
Yeah, just share the Discord link in the chat. So everyone make sure to join Discord, and then we'll be having this quiz on official Discord server of Azure Developer Community. So yeah.
Okay, guys, you can join the quiz channel. Okay.
Like,
Before
like
joining
if you're
the
not
quiz
using
session
Discord, you
channel,
can create an account.
it
We
would
are
be
like
great if
giving
we
5
can,
minutes.
announce the perk as well. Saurav, if you want to continue, you can. If you want to announce anything.
Okay. So some of you are like have queries that we are not on Discord. So you can like create a Discord in like account in like 2 minutes. So just
Okay,
create an
there
account.
are 2 people.
We'll be giving 5
Which
minutes
channel?
before
Just
we
join
start
the
the
Discord.
quiz.
Will tell the whole procedure. Till then, I can. Till then, we can have a general interaction only.
Yeah.
What people are expecting from us. Okay. I will also share the how you can grab the certification vouchers, guys. Okay, then it is not a big deal for you guys.
Yeah,
On
like
which channel the quiz will be shared? There will be the channel #quiz. Saurav, can you scroll down a bit?
okay.
Quiz channel. There is a quiz channel event.
So all like quiz will be taken on this channel. So first join the Discord server and go to this channel quiz. So we'll be like doing a live quiz on our Discord server. And if you're
Can
like
you scroll down
in
a
Discord,
little
even
bit,
create an
Saurav?
account in like 2
Actually,
minutes.
they
So
are
just
not
create
able
it.
to see the quiz channel. Give me a green signal when we need to start this quiz. Okay.
For this quiz we don't have any form.
Till then I
So
can.
like saying
Okay. Is there any
So
certification?
yeah,
Yes, there are
go on.
certification centers. You can go and give your exam over there as well. Sir, any other doubt you are seeing?
Okay, check the quiz on the server of Azure Developer Community, not on coding community. We have like our coding community server, but we are doing this quiz on Azure Developer Community channel. So like join this server first and go to the quiz channel. Okay. So we'll be starting at 7:45. Is it okay?
If anyone let, please join fast. Can't find the quiz channel? Let me ping over there. Okay, come on the announcement section. I will ping over there. No problem. That is not an issue.
Okay. Just share the link again in the chat. Like if you have the link of the server.
Link share. Okay, just
Yeah, share to everyone. Yeah.
Okay, let me go then. It's coding community Winterfest, no? Okay, I have shared the announcement over the announcement channel. You can do that. You can go through the at once. Okay. Here's the link. Can we start, Saurav? Students are joining, no problem. May I pose the quest, Saurav? You should give me the permission. You are on mute. Guys, anyone can't message on the quiz channel. You just need to click on the options which are coming. Okay, it will be clickable. Saurav, can we start?
Okay, yeah, we can start now. Yeah.
Or okay.
Go on.
Is there anyone who left?
Okay, I got a message that wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, cool. No problem. We can wait. No problem, guys. I'm sharing the link.
Okay, so we'll be starting in next 2 minutes.
No problem. Let's start the quiz, Saurav. I think so.
Yeah, we can start now. So yeah, like go on. And I think
before starting the quiz,
find the quiz channel over here.
Okay, before starting the quiz is having a 8 to 10 questions. Okay, and you will get 20 seconds for each question to answer as fast as possible. So here we go.
For the quiz, like you don't need the link. Like all of you are like asking for the link, so just go to the Discord server and go to this quiz channel. There you can like give your quiz.
Saurav, we have completed the quiz. Thank you, guys. It was awesome experience. Okay. Saurav, are you
Yeah,
there?
now like we can go for the leaderboard. So this is the leaderboard, and okay.
Participants are there today.
So we have Mystery, Khushi, and Iron Garg. Okay, like all of you, like top 3 winners are here. You can just send a hi in the chat. Like we will consider only those who are here in the Zoom meeting. Okay, okay. Okay. So like who are in the like top 5, they can like send a hi here. Okay, Gaurav is here.
Yes, Jaga, you are from which ID? Can you tell me your ID? Hello.
Okay, Aditya.
Can you?
Aditya is in like 5th. Yeah, Aditya is top 5. So we got like 2 peoples here, Gaurav and Aditya in top 5. So top 3 like Khushi, Aryan Garg, and Mystery. Like you guys are here.
Okay. Can we announce the winners?
Okay. I think Mystery, Khushi, and Aryan Garg are like not in this interface, so we won't consider them. We'll be considering Yamini is here, so we will be considering Gaurav, Aditya Bhardwaj, and Yamini, the top 3 winners.
Okay, guys, those who are the
Okay,
winners.
like someone is saying he is Mystery, so they can like send me their like a Discord username so that I can verify.
Copy link, paste. Okay, Saurav, can I take out with the procedure, or you want to do this? We just need their details. So can I take the details as I taking earlier? Or I will share you the form, Saurav. Just take their addresses, okay, and their Discord name. Only we want this details. Okay, let me share you the form so that you can share it now.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so
I'll be sharing my LinkedIn, so the winners can like send me hi, and I'll be sending you a form for the swag kit. You can fill that form, and we'll be sending you the swag for the cloud track, and for the quiz earlier I have taken the Android and the full stack development. For that, you'll be receiving like the winner a mail soon, like after this event. So keep an eye on your mail, and we'll be sending a form. You can fill that form, and we'll be sending you the goodies. Also, each participants will get certificates and 300 rupees voucher. Everyone will get that. And for I think they will be getting the Azure developer Azure voucher also, I think. Hello.
Yes, I'm there. Okay, yes, guys, you can go to the announcement section. Are you there, brother? Are you there?
Yes, he's there.
Okay. I have pinged a message over my Discord announcement section. Okay, you all can claim your vouchers. It's from basics to advanced level. Okay, you can go and claim your voucher. You will get the mail from Microsoft in next 2 to 3 days. That is not an issue. Okay, and those who are not able to play the quiz, not problem, no problem, guys. We have one more thing for you. I think Saurav will have a one more giveaway from the team Microsoft. Okay, Saurav, if you can announce that too.
Okay, yeah, sure. So basically, like after this, so basically we have another event of on DSA on 24th. So after like today's session, we'll be having another session on DSA on 24th. So once this festival over, we'll be sharing a feedback form on our Discord, Telegram, everyone. So you can just fill that form and give your like feedback about the like fest, and you need to like give a feedback on LinkedIn, Twitter, and tag our community. So we'll be like mentioning everything in that form, and you need to like put your LinkedIn post or Twitter post link in that form, and you need to submit that form. So we'll be selecting three winners. We'll be selecting three winners from that feedback form, and we'll be giving goodies to them. So after the fest, we'll be doing this, and you can like join our Discord, Telegram, so that you get notified about the feedback thing. Okay, so I have shared my LinkedIn. So whoever like three winners who have win this like cloud track, they can send me a hi, and I'll be sharing a Google form so that you can fill that for the cloud track only, and for the Android track and for the full stack track, you'll be getting a mail that you are a winner. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. So this is our Discord server, CodeIN community. So all the details about our upcoming events and everything, and the results will be announced in this server. So make sure to join our link server, our Discord server. So I'm just sharing all the links. Wait a second.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for inviting me. Okay, if you have any
Okay,
doubt,
so
any
next we
concerns,
have
after
another
that too.
session, like community discussion. So like be here till the end.
Okay, I'm sharing my LinkedIn again. If you have any doubt regarding Azure, anytime you can, come to me. If you need any help, okay, boot camps or something like this, you can come to me. Okay, my LinkedIn is here. Okay, .Sathak, you can find me over LinkedIn, Twitter, and everywhere. Okay, thank you. And those who have not got the chance to participate in the quiz, no problem. We have the quiz every week on Friday at 8 p.m. Plus, we have boot camps, hackathons over our Discord server, which is having amazing prizes, swags, internship opportunities, and all these things. Thank you.
Next we have our next track, which is community discussion. So we'll be get to know like what is community, what are the benefits of joining communities, and for that we have Mitul with us. So yeah, Mitul, you're here, so you can turn on your camera and mic. Yeah, so
Yes,
basically,
sure. Can you hear
Mitul is
me?
the founder of a community named Learn with Mitul community. So yeah, like Mitul, go on, give an introduction about you.
So you're muted again. Okay, no problem. So basically, hey, I'm Shahriar Al-Mustakim. So this is my full name actually. Okay, so I'm from actually Bangladesh. I'm currently in my first year. So after this semester, I will be into my second year. So basically, along with my studies, what I basically do is I like community works. Like I am a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, AWS Community Builder, Git Ambassador, Azure Ambassador, and so on. There are like I sometimes I do forget about it. So basically, these kind of things I do engaging with the actually student communities. These are actually very much helpful for students. So how can they help you basically? So there are lots of questions basically, like how you can be a part of these communities and what are the benefits. First, I need to talk about the benefit you get. Like previously, like all the hosts actually, co-hosts and the speakers actually done a great job. They were talking about the apps, they were talking about the Reactos and also cloud, Azure cloud. So when you are into a community, you can see here you are part of a CodeIN community. So when you are in a community, you get to know about lots of opportunities, right? So such as is like cloud certification vouchers. Okay, so I'm a part of Microsoft Learners Ambassador. So after being part of lots of ambassador programs, what I came to know about is like you can actually certainly do like there are lots of like almost five certifications. You can actually basically do it for free just by attending Microsoft's events. Okay, so there are certain training events Microsoft actually do host like on regular basis per month. So you can be part of it. You can just join the session, and after that you will be able to actually take the certification courses. Along with this, like the being part of the communities or being part of these programs, actually like ambassador programs, what are the benefits? Like I'm having LinkedIn Learning for free, Cloud Academy subscription, and after that Udemy Business for free. And those, all of them came from these programs actually. Basically, I'm not doing any kind of promotional stuff, but what I basically can get is like when you become a part of these programs, they are going to actually help you to grow more. If you become like talking about certainly talking about like Microsoft Learners Ambassador program. So when you actually get selected into that program, like there are obviously opportunities for you to actually host events or something and also learn. But at the same time, you're going to actually work with the Microsoft professionals. Okay, there are some projects like with Microsoft Edge and something like that. You can work with that and certainly contribute to Microsoft's own repository on GitHub. Along with that, talking about AWS community builder. So they're like, I've been invited to go join the Las Vegas this year through this AWS community builder program. So kind of, after being this after I joined this program, I came to know about lots of professionals, how to actually grow more. And again, you can actually know that I'm a first year student, right? So I don't have that much, I won't say that I have that much, basically that much knowledge, but yes, I did have previous experiences because you need to apply for that. So when being a part of that, after being a part of that, I didn't have that much knowledge compared to other community builders, but still I'm just growing. They're giving us vouchers. I'm not promoting anything, just learning from Cloud Academy and just kind of applying that. So there are lots of benefits actually, basically just talking about this international ambassador programs. And again, talking about the community. So I'm going to actually share my handle actually in the chat, into the chat, so that you can actually get connected. Okay. After that, okay, let me share it. So here in the let me during the meeting, done. I guess you guys can see that, so you can get connected with me here. And what is the you can find out the Discord channel that Learn with Mitul Discord channel. So basically, the community is again all about resources. And the community that I have created is all about resources. You can go there. You can find out lots of resources for like cloud certifications and all about like C++. Competitive programming, all about that. So my community is all about resources. You can go there. You can obviously claim that there is a get started video also. So to actually get to know more about the community, and you can obviously connect with me. So I guess Saurav, are you there?
Okay, wait a second. Like most of yeah, am I audible? Okay, so
yes, sure.
So like most of you are like asking for the announcement of the winners. So we'll be announcing the winner on our Discord and our Telegram also. So we'll be sending mails to them also. After once the event will over, so we have our like last event on 24th. So we have another event on 24th. Make sure to join us in the same link on 24th. And once the event will over, we'll be sending mails to like the winners and to each participant. We'll be sending certificates to each participant, and we have like vouchers for each participant. So we'll be sending vouchers to everyone. But once the event will over, so wait for that, and we'll be announcing the winners. Okay. So also make sure to like join the same link on 24th Feb. Yeah, 24th Feb. Make sure. join again. And now like move towards the session, which is community discussions. So like now, what are the benefits? Like as a student, we are looking for the benefits, job joining communities. Yeah, like can you go on?
Yeah. Yes. So I was actually basically talking about those benefits all along at that time. So talking again about the benefits, basically, first of all, I think most important one is the networking. I think networking or get to know more people of the same interest. I think this is the most important part. After that, that comes the resources, and at the end, it is about the swags. At the last, it's about the swags. Okay. So firstly, obviously about the I talked about the networking. So when you are becoming part of a community or something about an ambassador program, so there is a community out there, right? So you can be part of that community, and you get to know about different people, right? Different people from different countries, like that. Because here Saurav is from India, right? And I'm from Bangladesh, so the neighboring countries, right? So, but I have come to know about him, right? And he has come to know about me throughout the community, right? So, and we are having the session. So this is how you get to know more people. And again, talking about like resources, I was talking about some benefits about the programs. Like if you talk about the student ambassador program, just about that, like being part of the MLSA gives you LinkedIn Learning, and also a Microsoft product keys. Okay, this is something you don't need to share. Like you cannot share the product keys, but they do give you, so that you don't need to actually think about any other thing. You are going to use the Windows, you're going to get a benefit about it. And again, working with their projects, working with lots of prototype projects. And again, there is a Imagine Cup. There is Imagine Cup of arranged by Microsoft. So if you're an MLSA, so you can actually be part of lots of kind of projects, and you can do well. There are certainly some winners who has been part of this program. So if I want to talk about particularly each program, there's lots of things actually I can talk about. But if I summarize things, that is like having the networking, first of all, free resources, second of all, and at the end, there will be some other things, but at the end, it will be like swags for motivation. But make sure just don't go for just swag all along, because have a balance about that, right? Have a balance. Just if you actually want to go for swags or communities, just have a balance about your skills, and obviously about the community works, because at the end, your skills actually does matter actually. So that's about the community. And I think Saurav has actually created an awesome community too, CodeIN community. So you can be part of that. And again, I have shared my actually link there. So you can be part of my community too. In the link, you can actually find the Discord. So you can join the Learn with Mitul community. So basically there are a bunch of resources, free resources available. So the community is all about resources and helping students to grow. So Saurav, I think we can have some conversation.
Yeah, like we can ask some like questions from you guys. Like you can send about your queries and questions like about communities and what to expect from us. What wants to that we should organize these events in our community. Like your queries and your expectation from us. Like give your feedback.
Okay, so the question was towards the actually audience.
Yeah, from the audience, like you're getting.
Okay, yes.
Oh yeah. You can just read out the questions. Like, yeah, go on.
Yes. So.
Also, Chetan, are you here?
Someone is. Okay.
Oh, hey Chetan, are you here?
Yeah, hello. Am I audible?
So basically, like you can just share like all the links which about our community, so we can just share all the links of our community.
Mhm.
And basically this is our like Discord server. So whenever we do some announcements about our upcoming events, we do on our announcement channel. Okay, now like there are like all the internship opportunities and the programs like Mitul also told you about the ambassador programs of GitHub, Microsoft, Google, like Google Developer Student Clubs. So you can just find those programs and opportunities on our opportunities channel in the Discord server. Okay, so now also there are channels for resources, content, share, like you can share opportunities here too, and you can just engage with the community members. Also we have mentors in our community, so those mentors will be helping you solving your queries. Like these are the benefits, like you can join a community for free and you can like learn a lot from them.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So go on, like Chetan, did you share? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's next year, I guess.
Okay. Like so let's make this session like a bit interactful. So can you like can you you are like a student ambassador, Microsoft student ambassador, or like so you are like doing a lot of things. Like can you tell the audience like how to apply and what are the like criteria required for applying for these things? So yeah, go on.
Sure. Okay, so basically, I think Microsoft Learns to Ambassador program is basically it's for the beginners. Firstly, it focuses on the beginners, but it doesn't require that much of your skills. So you have to be active on your LinkedIn. Make sure you have a decent LinkedIn profile. Something like it is not properly empty. Just to have a decent profile. Make sure if you have some kind sort of blogs or YouTube channel or something you are currently working on, they do prefer actually those people that they are already working. They do prefer those people. You don't need to be intermediate or pro level coder or something. They can you can basically actually after that you can apply for that, because all of these were actually part of the actually links you are going to share, that your LinkedIn, Twitter, or your blog or something. But other than this, you need to actually answer a few questions, right? There are a few questions you need to actually record some videos. There will be 3 questions basically, if I'm not wrong. So you need to actually record the video and answer those questions. So there are actually a bunch of answers in the YouTube, but for me, I didn't actually see any of the video. But I did actually, I was honest and I did apply. I was accepted last year's January, I guess. So I think MLSA, Microsoft Learns to Ambassador program, is for the beginners. But after that, all the other programs I was talking, like till now, I have never been rejected in any kind of community programs, never ever till now, because yes, I didn't apply in the first time, but I knew that these are the requirements or these are the things that might actually require. So I did apply after that. Like if you talk about other programs like Azure, if you want to actually be an Azure ambassador, what are they going to see? They are going to actually see your profiles or what have you done till now. Okay, like your LinkedIn profile, if it is like very much engaging, or if you have YouTube channel, some viewers, they're going to see about it. It's not for the beginners. They're not going to actually select you at first. So you need to have some other community experiences, or you need to show that you are someone who can influence, or who you're someone who is working in this community thing for a long period of time, right? So also if you talk about that, and or again talking about if I'm going to talk about AWS community builder, I guess. So that is kind of, if you engaged with your local AWS community or something, and after, along with that, you have a decent profile. So you need to do that. You can apply for that, because it is not only for the students. There are like, if you go and search about the Cloud Guru or Cloud Academy, they are kind of something. You go to that websites and go to learn about the certifications. So in the community builder program, there are engineers of Cloud Guru, and they are also part of the AWS community builder program. Okay, so you can actually realize what kind of people are also there. So this is how things are actually going to help. Like I think probably you should apply for Microsoft Learns to Ambassador program firstly. be an MLSA. After that, gradually you do actually boost your skills, and then part of apply for other programs. Like if you talk about Postman, if you talk about Auth0, GitCrack, and AWS Community Builder, even about the I think, yeah, GitHub program. I just forgot about the name. Just someone. So that's how you are going to actually apply for these programs and get selected. You just cannot apply to the AWS Community Builder without having any sort of experience in AWS or community experience and just go for applying. You will be rejected. You will be rejected. I can actually say more about it. Yeah, I think Saurav is sharing something.
No, like I'm just sharing a slide. You can go on.
Okay, so this is how things are going to work actually. So this work about the community, just there are programs which are beginner level, which are some sort of like intermediate level programs, and there are programs like they choose very few people, right? So yeah, there are some programs like that. So you need to be applied. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think
So
someone actually messaged me, right? Like I'm in Alpha MLSA, would like your guidance. Okay, so you are already part of an MLS, right? So, so you just have to, what is your question actually about the guidance? Names of the programs. Okay, so someone has said that please send the names of the program. Okay, so if you have already clicked the link of which I have already provided about the Discord link, I guess. So if you go to the Discord, there is a separate channel called Student Ambassador Program. So there are all of the Student Ambassador programs available, which I have found out. So you can certainly go there, I guess. Should I guess. Yeah, I guess Saurav, you can, what you were talking, you can actually continue. I guess. Meanwhile, I am actually sharing the links. You're muted, I guess.
Okay. So any questions like also we have our next session on 24th, so make sure to like join and do share the like links of the community on your like community groups and like engage more students. Next time we'll have on 24th, and we'll be like and also we'll be sending mails to everyone after 24th. So wait till 24th, and yeah, and also like next question. So I got a question. Okay, so you just shared the link. Okay, cool. Okay, so next question, like most students ask, like how like we do community work, like we all are like helping community members to grow, to learn. Okay, so like how this will help them to get a job, to like to get qualified interview. So what are your views on that?
So actually the question, I couldn't hear you properly. Can you repeat it again?
Okay, so like helping community members, like working in a community, and like to that all we are like working in a community, helping each other. So how this gonna help like in qualifying an interview round or in getting a job?
Okay. So there are actually two jobs actually created within this lockdown period. Like if you talk about DevRel again, and again about the community manager. So basically they are actually dealing with the community people and also about the developers. So if you talk about the DevRel, and again talking about the community manager, like while I've been part of the Microsoft Learning Ambassador program. So there is like community manager. So their interviews were not that much of the coding skill based. Okay, so their interview was on based of how they are going to solve the problems of community. So they have been part of that Microsoft's community manager program. So talking about Microsoft, joining Microsoft, there are actually certainly jobs for that, like people working with the community. So there are jobs for that. And again, if you talk about the software engineering job or some other things, like I'm very much interested into DevOps right now. So I'm doing a bunch of certification courses right now. So to get past in those certifications. So if you talk about the software engineer jobs, there you need to have referrals, right? If when you are going to actually apply for Microsoft or Google or something, you might actually ask for referrals, right? If you're already working with these people, they can help you with the referrals, this thing. And after that, you are going, the skills part will be the most important, right? So you need to make sure that you are actually developing your skills. As I have previously said, just you don't need to actually work all of your time for the community. Have a balance between them, 50-50, I guess, or something like 40-60. But have a balance within them, and make your skills so that if you get any referral and you go to the interview round, then you get to actually pass that round. And again, talking about communities, sometimes people do actually create a community because there is a need of creating a community. Okay, so if you're going for PhD, or if you're going to an interview round, you can actually share your experience, like how hard it has been to build that community, how hard it was kind of working with the community, and kind of engaging your experiences, those, all of this stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so like I got a question that when the feedback form will be shared. So we'll be sharing the feedback form after 24th Feb. Once the event will over, we'll be sharing a feedback form, and we'll be selecting 3 winners according to their feedback. So you just need to share your feedback on LinkedIn and Twitter once we share the form, and you just copy the link of the post in that form and paste it and submit the form. Okay, cool. So I have we have partner communities. So we have our sponsors in this event. This event is sponsored by Geeks for Geeks. So like this whole event has been like goodies. All the goodies will be given by Geeks for Geeks. Okay, and second, our sponsor is Give My Certificate. So Give My Certificate is a like online portal where you can verify your certificates. Like these certificates are they have unique QR code. You can verify those. So our sponsor will be like giving certificates to each participants, and also Geeks for Geeks will be giving like vouchers to everyone and swags to the winners. And third, our partner community, which is DevTown. So they have a like opportunity for you, like all of those who want swag. So let me share that thing. So our partner community DevTown have a like a program going on, which is DevTown. So like in DevTown, program names like representative program going on in your local community. So you can represent DevTown in your like local communities, and like DevTown is a like a too large, like huge community. Okay, so in DevTown, they have around 1.5 lakhs members in their community. So you can just what roles you have to do in this DevTown representative. You just need to like organize small events in your local communities, and you need to like the events organized by the DevTown, you need to like share those events in your local communities. Means you need to like do community work in DevTown, and you'll be getting swags, t-shirts, and like certificates, AWS vouchers, Amazon voucher, everything according to your like performance. And you can like, if you want to apply, I'm sharing the link. So okay, cool. So I shared the link. If anyone wants to apply for this, they can apply. Okay, now go on. Yeah.
Okay, so again, I have another question, I guess, from Shivangi. So she asked, like, I often find a lot of chaos when I join too many communities and they keep on sharing large amount of content, which is usually useful, but sometimes it does get chaotic. So is there any planned way to follow any community? Okay, so yes, actually, I guess so, because there are actually a bunch of communities. If you look into the Discord, actually, there are lots of communities, and they are actually very much engaged. So you need to decide which community you are going to more focused on, or what are the skills you want to build. That is the most important one. What are the skills? Like if you're talking about like you are going to attempt for competitive programming right now, something like that. So you need to focus on that, which community is kind of engaging with that, more of that. Like if you are talking about today's like Geeks for Geeks, So there are a bunch of resources, there are a bunch of trainings about them. So you can actually look for that, right? You need to decide what are you going to actually learn from that, something like that. If you talk about DevOps or something, you can see that they are actually, this community is actually working on DevOps. You can go for that. So this is how you can still prioritize, because if you actually become like, if you go to this community and again another community and another community, sometimes it might be frustrating and you could kill your time, because you will end up being like, you're attending so much sessions, but not that much skills or something like that. So you need to decide actually, yes, they are covering, they're doing a great job, but if whether I should actually join that, whether I should actually attend that, you have to prioritize. This is the most important part, because if you would not be part of this community, you might not actually know about this community or this event, okay? But you are going to know about the event, and you need to decide now that if you are going to join the event or not, because you need to decide about that. And this will make you actually something that you can be good at, I guess. Someone messaged. Okay, Shivani, yeah. But what was your roadmap? Which skills you learned? How you learned? When? Which organization? Which project you contributed overall? How you started programming journey? Okay. I guess it's for Akshay, right? So Akshay actually asks a question like, what was my roadmap, or what I'm learning, or what I'm contributing to something. So currently, talking about the open source, I'm very much interested to open source. So currently, I'm maintaining my own language, Bengali. So the main Bengali documentation of CNCF, Cloud Native Computing Foundation, CNCF Glossaries project, and along with the Kubernetes one. So Kubernetes Bengali documentation, I'm currently working with that, and again working with the SIGs. Talking about the roadmaps or something. So I didn't plan all of them, to be honest, from the beginning. I didn't plan all of this. So I was very much active on LinkedIn. I guess there are few advices you need to actually apply in your life, like talking about the tech skill or tech social medias. Like if you're going for LinkedIn, there will be a bunch of people who are going to share that this is what I have done something. If you are not not sure about it, wow, this guy has done something, ask him in his DM, his or her DM, that how he or she has done this thing. You need to know about it. And LinkedIn is all about sharing what you have learned. You can share, obviously, you can share everything. Like if you're doing some coding, you can share that. If you can actually upload it in your GitHub, and at the end of the day, you can share that in your LinkedIn that I've learned this, or you can take a challenge like 100 days of code or something. You can be active on LinkedIn in this manner. You don't need to be like just go and scroll through, right? And just scroll to other people what they are doing. You can be active too, right? And if you talk about the Twitter, I guess I think most of the developers are very much active on Twitter. And I also prefer Twitter mostly than actually LinkedIn. So you can actually certainly follow some people like of the same interest. Like if you talk about open source, so I think you guys are familiar with Ide, Kunal Kushwaha. So these guys are working with open source, so you can actually see whom they are following or this kind of thing. This is how you are going to actually create a network in your Twitter handle too. So the same interested people, people who have the same interest, and there are Twitter spaces every day, at night or day, every day there is Twitter spaces. You can actually go and interact with them. You can talk with them. Okay, if you have any query, the more developers from Google, Microsoft, they are there in the Twitter spaces talking about Web3 right now, Web3, or talking about the blockchain or NFT. They are all there. So chilling at that place. So I think you can actually certainly follow this path. Okay, so if you want to, if you can get connected with me and follow that into the Twitter handle. You can see whom I am following. You can again follow them, so that you can get connected with their Twitter spaces too. So that was about these two places. Actually, I think they are very much helpful. Again, talking about my roadmaps or something. So currently, yes, I am learning like Python. Currently learning Python in my academics, and other than my academics, I am currently learning the DevOps actually, DevOps and the certifications, because I've got some vouchers and some vouchers from AWS and also again from the Microsoft. So I'm currently learning those certifications because I'm I do like the cloud and again about the DevOps, those two things. So I'm currently focusing on them. I'm building my skills on those platforms. And again, I'm working with the community, like sharing the opportunities I get in Twitter. If I go into the Twitter and I just scroll, there are a bunch of opportunities, bunch of developers who are sharing the internship, Google research internship, or resources on Web3, NFT, those kind of things. I'm sharing that in the community. So this is how you're going to use it actually. This is kind of an ecosystem actually. Be part of like a community or have a good profile will actually help you. Like if you or you need to actually know about how to use them. This is the most important part, because other than this, there will be a lot of things happening and you will kill your time eventually. You need to know where you should join and why you should join. This is the most important part. If you can actually distinguish between them, you are going to end up being a winner. But if you cannot distinguish between them, you are going to certainly attend lots of events, sessions, but I think sometimes you will feel that maybe I shouldn't have joined that, or maybe something like that. So make sure that you are going to join an event and you are going to learn from that. Be interactive in the session, obviously. Okay, so I can, yes. Okay, so Gaurav asked, like, I don't have a very famous university. How do I conduct events in here? So I guess Saurav can answer because you can relate it to your, I guess. You're muted, you can mute it.
Can you repeat the question, Yaku?
Someone actually asked, like, I don't have a very famous university. How do I conduct events in here? I guess you can answer this question.
Okay. Like, repeat again. Can you? How do we?
I don't have a very famous university. How do I conduct events in here? I guess. Like,
okay, how to conduct events over there. Okay, so basically for conducting events in like any college or university, first you need to form your like core team, like members. Like, so basically, how do you conduct event? First, you need like a graphic designer who will be creating graphics for you, and then you'll be needing like the event manager who will be managing and hosting the event, and you need lead who will be just like they'll be the speaker for that event. So just form a core team of some members, and then you can like start planning to organize events. Yeah. And about the there are like different programs are there for organizing events in your college. Like if you are Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, you can organize events over in your college, like Microsoft events in your college. If you are a Google Developer Student Club lead, so you can just organize Google events in your college. So yeah, like just apply for any program like Google Developer Student Club or yeah, Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador or any program you want to enroll in, and then you can form a core team in your college, and then you can just work on organizing events.
And again, these companies are going to actually help you actually creating
these goodies for your like
yeah
participants. So there'll be goodies to each participant.
Yes.
So you need no need to invest to like yourself. Okay. So yeah, go on.
Yes.
Any more queries?
Go on. I don't think so. I guess
I don't have a very
queries.
I got the same question.
Yeah.
Also, like if anyone wants to conduct any event at college, they can also contact us. We'll be helping you in like organizing events.
You can certainly contact Saurav. Yeah. Yes, I think there is no question left right now.
Okay, so like we can end the meet, but before that, make sure to like mark your calendars for 24th at 7 p.m. So at 7 p.m. we will meet again, and we have a session on DSA. Like the session is sponsored by Geeks for Geeks. Okay, so we'll be doing a giveaway of 6,000 and plus goodies and vouchers and certificates, so everything. So like make sure to join that session, and you can just share like our community links in your like college group so that they can also join us in the event. And yeah, so we'll be sending mails to everyone before the event. We'll be sending mails to everyone so that they can join. And yeah, like go on, Mitul.
I think I've done, right?
Okay.
Ask just answering the queries.
So
I've done with that. Yeah.
We can end this meet as of now. Thank you everyone for joining. And yeah, like let's meet again on 24th.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Bye.
Yeah, thanks again for inviting me. Okay, bye then.
Bye.